Sam's all right. Hello, everyone. We are live to everyone that's
Um,
joining. Thanks for joining. Yeah, another stream today, second of the week. I won't make a habit of it, that's for sure. But as it's my birthday, I just wanted to do something nice, different. So have a chat with people. So
yeah.
yeah. As you weren't on Monday, Tim, do you want to go through what you've been watching recently?
Yeah, so I just uploaded like a recent watches where I go into a bit more detail, but I'll show you a few of them. So I watched Marvelous.
Oh yeah, that's the one Roy was on about, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the one I picked up. I think it's when we were in CX in Bath, wasn't it? It's
Yeah,
only
yeah,
£6. Yeah, really good film. Not a sort of football. I thought it'd be, 90% football, but he does other jobs. He works in a university, circus clown, preacher, welfare officer, and then he works as like the kit man for Stoke City. But yeah, obviously anybody sort of put off by it being football based. Yeah, it's got a bit of football, but it's not the main sort of story of it. But yeah, really
yeah,
uplifting, sort of happy film. Well made in general, but yeah, really good by Toby Jones as always. And I thought it'd be a bit like what's the word? Bittersweet, kind of upsetting, but it wasn't really. It was more, yeah, like an uplifting kind of one.
nice.
Um, Watch this one, I think Stuart's favourite disaster
Yeah,
film, The Towering
yeah,
Inferno. Yeah, it's quite long at 165 minutes, but it didn't drag. But yeah, really enjoyed that. Probably a bit better than the Poseidon Adventure. So obviously, I've
yeah.
not seen that many of those 70s disaster films, but yeah, good one. The Towering Inferno. I won't read out all the cast because it will take a while, but
Oh,
yeah,
it's lots. Yeah,
studded cast up there with like The Great Escape and The Swarm for then
yeah.
I'll
Big
share
cat.
this one. I know one Roy was
Oh, I think you mentioned that in the
interested
group
in.
earlier, didn't you?
Yeah, so I did sort of didn't want to spoil the ending in the video I did, but yeah, it was quite a bad, unsatisfactory kind of ending for me personally.
Yeah,
But yeah, I won't say what happens because it's a bit of a spoiler. But you can think of the worst kind of trope at the end when something happens and none of the film matters, kind of thing. Is all I'm going to say.
yeah,
Then that's the sort of ending you get with it. Yeah.
yeah. Nice. So yeah, I've well, since the last stream, I've only watched two things, and they were both today.
Oh yeah.
I saw Mission Impossible at the cinema,
Oh.
which was it was really good. Um, yeah, I don't know if it's the best one, but it was a good one to end it with. It's probably my favorite film of the year at the moment.
Oh, nice.
But usually when a Mission Impossible film comes out, they usually start as my favorite film of the year. Like the last one, I think, still in my top 10.
Oh, right.
But yeah, just a lot of fun at the cinema, although it was very long. It's nearly 3 hours. So,
Yeah, I thought it was long.
but,
Yeah.
but yeah,
What was it a bit dark? Because obviously on the trailer it looked like it was a bit sort of darker tone than the other ones.
it is quite dark. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say it's quite dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like that.
I did really enjoy it. And then obviously, like I was saying to you, I just watched Better Man again. Just before the stream.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a good film. It's quite that one's quite dark as well.
Oh, right.
Um, but it's good. I like that he's portrayed by like a monkey because it's different. It's not like
Yeah.
your typical like music biopic. It's very
Mm.
different, and it's like he said that was just the way he saw himself, which is why he decided to do it that way. So once you
Yeah, a
start
few of the
watching
women
it,
I work with have been sort of saying, trying to get me to watch it, and I
yeah,
said, "Why monkey?" And they sort of said he'd always seen himself as a monkey rather than a person. And then yeah,
yeah,
they were sort of saying the same as you, that if you aren't into his music, you might still like the film. So I will get it, but
yeah,
I just wait till it comes down in price a bit. 'Cause I think it's still like 15 on Blu-ray or 25 on 4K. But yeah, if it goes into like a sale or
yeah.
something, yeah, it's not usually the kind of film I'd pick up, but I've only heard good things by everybody about it. Yeah, I was going to say, Ash did send me these Mission Impossible, so I can
Oh, the
catch up
first
with
five.
them.
Oh, you've got the first six. Oh, that's good.
I don't know. I think when I put on the video, Ash did comment saying he thought I was
You still
missing
need,
one. I've got a.
yeah, you got to get Dead Reckoning, which was the last one.
Oh, what? That's quite recent, is it?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago that one came out, so yeah, fairly recent.
It should be too expensive by now, then at least.
Yeah, it'll have gone down, I'd have thought now, yeah.
Yeah,
But
but rewatch all of those in preparation. How much longer is the new one going to be at the cinema? Do you reckon a month or so?
well, it came out today, so yeah, it'd
Oh
be a
right.
while, I'd have thought. Yeah, it'd be at least a month, I'd have thought.
Yeah, I should have a chance to get up to date by then. Then yeah, I've seen the
Yeah,
first one years and years ago. Can't remember too much about it, but
yeah. We got a comment. I'm assuming because there's some. I don't follow football, but I hear there's a match going on, so I'm assuming that's where everyone is. And here's Sam.
oh
Hello,
nice.
Sam.
How do,
All right, Sam.
gents? Hi,
Hello.
guys. Happy birthday, Ollie.
Thanks, Sam.
Have you had
Yeah,
a really good day today, bud?
it's been busy. Yeah, like I literally was. I only got on the stream like 1 minute to half past to spare, like 1 minute to spare, because it's been chock a block today. It's so
Yeah.
busy. I mean, I had driving this morning,
Hmm.
and then after driving, pretty much straight away I went to see Mission Impossible, and then I came home, and then almost straight away put Better Man on again, which is what I've just been watching. And it's not long, literally just finished 10 minutes ago, so I've not had a lot of time to get myself ready. So
Oh, what, you had the day off work? Did you like book it off as holiday or something?
yeah,
Or
I just took the day off. Yeah, I don't like working on my birthday. I mean, who
same.
does really?
No, exactly.
Yeah. That'd be no fun, wouldn't it, Ollie, working on your
Yeah.
birthday?
When's your birthday, Sam? Because I know yours is. Is it March?
Do you want to take a guess? I'll tell you what, I'll be fair, Ollie. I'll say January.
It is Jan. I know it's early. Oh, it's Is it
I
right
have
the start of January?
I have the same birthday as Robert Duvall and Bradley Cooper.
Well, that
January.
doesn't help me. It's early January, isn't it?
Yeah, single digits. So if you want to take a guess there, you've got 9 guesses.
Is it the
No.
first? Is it New Year's
No,
Day? Because I know
no,
you said you saw Nosferatu on your birthday, and
I
that came out
did.
on the first. So was it the second or the
Nope.
third?
Nope.
Oh, just go fifth.
Yeah, the
It is
5th.
the fifth. Okay.
Oh,
And I
I
know
think that's
yours is
what I
in,
guessed.
yeah, yours is in February, isn't it, Tim? You said.
Yeah, February the 21st.
Nice. Yeah.
It's a
Oh,
week
nice,
later.
Tim.
I'd been on a leap year. I'd only be like 5 years old now.
Yeah. I was going to say, Tim, your birthday is quite close to my brother's.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Well, when's
Yeah, my
his?
brother's birthday's on the 24th. So, yeah,
Oh,
3
nice.
days before my brother's birthday.
No, he's even closer to the leap year. Yeah, weird coincidence. It was on the same day as my granddad's birthday. Both shared the same birthday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know why, but don't usually do it. But every so often my screen's going dark as if it's about to turn off. So I don't know
I
what's going
can't
on. I
notice
have
it
to
on this
keep
end.
touching it, but I don't know. I've turned the brightness up, so don't
Hmm.
know if that was what it was. But yeah, Giz is here anyway. I don't think I've read Giz's comment. Thanks
Oh,
for
no,
joining
no.
quickly, Giz. Yeah,
Thanks, Liz.
I was saying to Tim just as you joined, I don't think there's going to be many people tonight because there's a game on, isn't there? I think is it
It's the
Spurs?
Europa final. Ollie, I
Oh,
had
is
no
it?
idea Jody supported Spurs as
No,
well.
I didn't either. No.
And
Yeah,
who else is it? Carlos supports Spurs as well.
Oh, I
And
didn't know
yeah,
yeah, Roy does.
that.
And I know that a couple of Man United fans are probably obviously be rooting for Man United tonight. It's so weird though, isn't it, that Spurs and Man United, it's so weird knowing that they've probably had the worst Premier League season in a long time, and yet either one of them can get Champions League tonight and win a trophy.
Yeah, I think they're
Yeah,
16th and 17th or something, aren't they?
yeah,
I guess it probably goes to show how poor European football is compared to the Premier League. If two teams near the bottom of the Premier League can actually get to the final of Europe, then what's that really saying about the rest of Europe's level of
yeah.
competition? Yeah,
It's going to be interesting, Tim, on the last day of the season, because obviously Liverpool have won the title now. All the 3 teams at the bottom have got relegated, and it's really just mainly battle for top 4 Europa now. So it can be anyone's game, no pun intended, on the last day of the season.
yeah. Yeah, at least there's still something to play for, because I've seen
Yeah.
seasons before when all the teams have been, top fours decided, relegation decided, and then they're not really trying, are they? They're already on holiday at the beach, so at least there's still some competitive edge to it.
Yeah.
Whereas, I've not kept up with football as much this season as usual. I used to watch Match of the Day, but obviously with the hours I work and stuff, I don't think I've watched it once this season. So I used to just watch the 5-minute highlights on YouTube, save watching all the games and that.
To be honest, actually, Tim, I've not watched that much football this season either. I still do real like football, but just I've had other things have probably come up on that day when footy matches have just been been shown and stuff, and either I've just been out or like been watching a film or something. So So how was the new Mission Impossible, Ollie?
Oh, it was, really good.
Excellent.
I don't think it's like Fallout good, but it's you won't be disappointed. I mean, it's not spoiling it because of the title of the film, but it will be the last one now, I would have thought. I mean, they could, but it was like I was saying to my grandma when we came out, he's getting too old to do that sort of stuff now. So it's going to get to a point where people are just going to think this is really... Like at the moment, he looks good for his age, so you can kind of still sort of believe. And because we know he actually does do his stunts, it is more believable. But he's going to get to an age where he's not going to be able to do it.
Surprised he can still do it now. What has he got to be 60 odd?
62, I think, Tim,
Yes, I think I'm not sure how many years ago what film it was from. I think he had a serious accident, didn't he, in one of the stunts? Like nearly broke his back or something.
He twisted his ankle on Fallout. He has injuries on most of his films, I think. I can't remember what film it was, but I think he did like almost break his back.
Yeah, I think quite the same as Jackie Chan does some insane stunts and exert himself in the power. Yeah, those two are still, doing stunts at any age is pretty brave, jumping off like moving vehicles. But to be doing it, I mean, Jackie Chan's got to be going on 70 or something now as well.
Yeah. We've had a few more comments. I did think if we don't get many comments in, it's up to you guys because I haven't got loads that I've written down to talk about. I was thinking maybe we could do not exactly like me and Sam did the other night, have a bit like of a commentary whilst doing it, but I thought we could like all do like a watch along of a film that we've all got whilst we're on the stream. If both of you guys are up for that, I mean we can carry on going through the comments, but it's up to you guys.
I think I'd probably only stay on till like 8:30 or so because I'm pretty tired and still a bit ill from obviously I've been sick for like 3 days and not eating much. I tried to have sleep before the stream so I'd sort of catch up on some and be alert, but I just couldn't get to sleep. I had a headache, so I probably won't sort of stay on it too long, to be fair. But
I was gonna say, Ollie, I'm probably similar to Tim. I'm probably just happy to I mean, it's absolutely up to you, obviously with it being your birthday and your live stream and stuff. I'm probably personally just happy to just go for the comments, and if there's stuff we can talk about and stuff, I think the watch along we could always do that like on another day, but then again I don't want to be like a rule bearer or anything like that with it being your birthday.
I just thought in my head because I didn't want to run out of stuff to talk about. Because I don't know, like I said, I don't know how many people are going to be commenting and watching. So, and we got through most of the stuff I've written down in my book on Monday's stream. So I just wanted to make sure that we've got enough stuff to chat about. But that's absolutely fine. We'll carry on with the comments and go through what I've talked and see what time it is then, and go from there. I think if we have to finish it early, then that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Well, I've kind of got a question. See both of your opinion. I only seen the trailer today. Didn't even know it was a thing. There's like a spin-off from John Wick called Ballerina.
Yeah.
I've not seen the trailer for that yet.
It does look good. Yeah, it looks good.
It's out in like less than a month, isn't it? I think 3 weeks, like 5th of June.
Yeah,
I think.
6th of June. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Not long.
Yeah, I didn't even hear anything about it. Usually you hear, it's in production or there's a kind of spin-off with like a female as the main lead, but never heard anything about it. And then, when I seen the trailer, obviously it kind of started with, what's he called that plays the concierge, used to be in Lovejoy, Ian McShane.
Yeah. He plays
The
the
trailer
manager of the
opened.
hotel.
Yeah. So it's like a woman talking to him, and I was like, "Hey, that's the guy from John Wick." And then obviously it starts showing her sort of as a ballerina but fighting, and then it does show a little cameo with Keanu Reeves. So yeah, I didn't even know that was coming out. So be interesting to see how it does. I've not watched. I've got all 4 of the John Wicks, but I've not seen number 4 yet. I heard it's
Oh,
not as
you're in
good.
for a treat with them,
Oh,
Tim.
is it good? Is it, Simon?
They are absolutely brilliant, mate. Yeah,
John
it's
Wick,
just
yeah.
non-stop action, Tim. Like, and in my opinion as well, like each entry, it just gets better and better. It's one
Yeah,
of
I
them
agree.
similar to like Mission Impossible, mate. Like, still started off really solid, but it just gets better and better with each entry. It's like Mission Impossible and John Wick, as Ollie would probably agree, have probably been the 2 best action film series we've
Yeah.
had in recent years. They're just on that level of quality, aren't they, Ollie?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, each one I think just improves on the previous one.
Nice.
espe-
Yeah, I didn't know whether
espe-
by number 4 it'd be getting like not stale, but
oh,
a few
number
people were
four
like,
is the
"Oh, it's just the
best.
same kind of thing." I think it's quite
Yeah,
long as well. Isn't it? Number 4 is
it's
like going on
nearly
3
3 hours,
hours or
but it's
something.
just, it's basically right from the start to the end. It is non-stop action. It's so good,
Oh,
and it's got
nice. But yeah,
The
the first
fourth
3
one,
really
yeah.
enjoy those.
and the new Mission Impossible's not like that, but I think because the story's really strong, and you've got a lot of characters, and there's a lot of stuff to wrap up. I think it warrants the time that it is, and I think it's because I think we were having a discussion on a previous stream. I mentioned the runtime, and that we all kind of
Yeah,
said
when
that
John was on,
if it
wasn't
warrants it, then it's fine. Yeah.
it?
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's worth watching. Yeah, definitely get on watching both of those film series, Tim, because they're just like
Yeah.
mindless fun. I mean,
Yeah, so John Wick, I've only got to check out chapter 4, whereas yeah, the Mission Impossibles, I think I've got 5 or 6 of those to watch.
yeah. Let's go through more comments. We have. Does this work? I don't think it does. No. We have Oliver Blake here. Thank you very much. Stuart's popped by. Happy birthday, Ollie, mate. Look forward to our next movie loons meet up. Thanks, Stuart. Yeah, definitely be good to get another meet up in soon. I don't know when, because it's all like a logistical thing in it. And if we all want to try and go, it's all making sure that we're all free at the same time. So I kind of said to Stuart, it's probably October is probably going to be the best time.
I thought he was on about August the other day in the group, or was that just an idea?
Yeah, I think he's quite keen to get it like quite soon, but I think all of us are going to have to save up, aren't we?
Yeah.
So
I've
and
got.
you mentioned to me, didn't you, Sam, that you definitely need to save up. So and we don't want to do a meetup without. I know you said you don't mind, but there's nobody would want to do a meetup without you. So
Oh, thanks, mate.
we
Appreciate that.
we
But
definitely wait.
oh, thanks. And I will just say though, Ollie, thank you though, by the way. But even if you did went ahead with a meetup and I couldn't join, obviously I wouldn't take any offense with that. Obviously, it's still great that you guys have been meeting up, even if I wasn't able to attend. You know, music to my ears when these meetups happen and stuff, man. It's the beauty about the film community and YouTube, isn't it? But yeah, ideally for me, Ollie, if I was to attend to meet up, I would say for me, ideally, it would be October. But if
Yeah,
you guys, are, for instance, are keen to have a meet up in August, I will say to you guys, you just go right ahead if you want to, because it'll be absolutely brilliant. Like, and it's like that choose life feeling as well, that everyone just comes together and enjoy life and enjoy the meetups.
I
Yeah, I'm
think
happy to go along with the majority, but also I want to
yeah,
see somebody doing some more
of
shots.
course, yeah.
Yeah, that was funny, Tim.
Yeah, I was funny on that video.
Oh god, that was funny. Yeah, Ollie. When I had the meet up in Hartlepool at the start of the month. Oh man, great meet up by the way. Basically, I had a couple like. And I've never ever done this in my life. I had a couple of Sambuca shots. The first one was fucking
That's
vile.
harsh.
It was revolting, as you saw as well, Tim. I actually spat it out because it was that vile. And then the second shot I had, like, I downed it, but it was still pretty vile. It was so funny looking back and my reaction at that, though. It was just comedy gold right there.
Would you say your meetup was an 8 out of 10, Sam? Yeah,
Yeah, both of them meetups were definitely like,
8
I
out
would
of 10.
say 8.5.
8.5. It was just so funny when you kept saying, when we kept saying you enjoying the meetup, you said, yeah, solid 8 out of 10. And then I think we just eaten food and we asked you again. And you said, oh, it's a 10 out of 10. And then 5 minutes later, Stuart asked you and you said, oh, 8 out of 10. And we like, and Stuart's like, what did I do to lose 2 points in the last 5 minutes?
I think that's
Oh
once he'd
man.
had his steak because it didn't last long enough. He was disappointed. That's the fastest I've ever seen anybody eat a steak in my life.
Oh, I know. I didn't even see the steak on his plate.
I
It was
know
then
it
when
did.
it got the
I
5
know
seconds.
it was like it was gone in like an hour, wasn't it? But yeah, what else was gonna say, Ollie? What else was I gonna say to you, Ollie? Was gonna say, so okay, that's what I was gonna ask you, Ollie.
Yeah.
So when were you gonna go and see Wes Anderson's new film again?
I booked it. I'm going Sunday, really early Sunday morning.
Oh,
I
excellent.
think it's at like 5 to 9, so it's like a really early one.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, because that then gives me Monday to do whatever. And then I'm seeing Mission Impossible again on Saturday morning as well. So
Oh wow. I think
yeah,
you enjoyed it that much then, Ollie, because
yeah,
like to go again like 3 days after that, that's music to my ears because I'm really excited to see. Well, I would say I'm excited to see Mission Impossible, Wes Anderson's new film. I'm just intrigued for now. I'm just on the level of looking forward to seeing what he brings to the table, but just I can't say I'm excited to see that one yet, but I'm definitely going to give it a watch, and I'm hoping it's good because I love Wes Anderson and stuff, and I'm going to try go and see it Bank Holiday Monday, and then me and my dad
yeah,
are going to go to see the new Mission Impossible a week tomorrow because we've seen the last 3 MI films together, Ollie, and I think it's only fair that we go and see the
yeah.
final MI film together as well, and me and my dad.
Yeah, I don't very often go and see a film more than once at the cinema. One of the reasons I'm going to see it again is because I've got free view tickets. My stepdad gets them through like his insurance, and they got to be used by like July. So I thought I'd use them up. So we're both going to see that on Saturday. But the only other films that I think I can remember seeing more than once was Fallout, the last Mission Impossible as well. No Time to Die I saw twice at the cinema. Um, the last Kingsman film, not the Kingsman, was it the Golden Circle? I saw that twice. Um, that's about it. I don't generally go and see films more than once at the cinema. It's only if I really like them, or if someone didn't get a chance to go and see them and I want to see it again. Oh, Top Gun. That I think I saw that the most, and I saw that 3 or 4 times at the cinema. The last Top Gun. So yeah, I think it must just be Tom Cruise. I must just be a Tom Cruise fan, but yeah,
Have you
you're
seen
in for a treat.
Oh, thanks, Ollie. Have you seen Interview with the Vampire, Ollie? Tom Cruise.
It's one of those films. I've put it on before, and I think I've said before, I'm not a huge fan of vampire films, especially the more like gothic ones, like period vampire films. I'm not a big fan of. Which is probably why I didn't love Sinners, because I prefer like more modern set ones, like From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I must have watched about 30-45 minutes of Interview with the Vampire, and it just wasn't clicking with me. I just didn't enjoy it. I even tried that new series that they did of it, and I think I only ever watched the first episode, and I just thought I'm not. It's just not. It's something that I know is loved, but I just don't think it's for me. It's just Yeah, just not
Yeah.
my
Quite
type
long
of
and
thing.
slow going, isn't it?
Yeah,
It,
I
I
think
do
that
get
might
it
be why
mixed
it
up
is. Yeah,
with, is that the one with Keanu Reeves doing a bad English accent?
that
Or is
was
that
oh,
Dracula. I
that's
Francis?
think.
I always get them muddled
Dracula.
up.
Dracula. Is it Dracula? It is Dracula,
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah. From
I know, with Gary Oldman.
Francis Ford
yeah,
Coppola.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
prefer that to Interview. It's not
Oh, me
bad, but
too.
quite
That's
slow.
Yeah, that's absolutely brilliant. Ollie, you know how you were saying that you've got a bit of a hit and miss relationship with Francis Ford Coppola's filmography. I would say he's telling a Dracula. Yeah, I would say that would probably well, either that or Rumblefish, the one to check out next from him. They're both brilliant films, but I think other than The Godfather Part 1 and 2, I would then say Dracula would be my favourite one after Godfather 1 and 2. And it's just a really interesting telling of like Dracula as well. Because I've not seen like
yeah,
loads of like renditions of Dracula. But Interview with the Vampire, yeah, Ollie, it is a bit of an acquired taste, that film. I get it's not gonna be everyone's cup of tea and it is quite slow at times, but I think it's definitely worth another viewing, but I would say, in my opinion, it's probably worth like another viewing. But I will say at the same time, it's not going to be for everyone, and I think as well, it's one of those movies you have to be in the right mood for as well.
Mm.
Like, it's not an immediate movie, that one, by any means. But I think because I don't watch loads of period dramas myself, Ollie. The
mm,
ones I have seen I did really like, but I just don't watch them frequently. But I think
yeah,
that's why I really quite liked that film Interview the Vampires, because it was a period drama piece take on like the vampire subgenre,
yeah,
and I think that
yeah.
was kind of something different to what I've seen in a vampire horror movie before. So yeah, it's I definitely did prefer Sinners, mind you, to Interview with the Vampire, and I think
Okay.
having seen Sinners twice, Ollie, really helped, to be honest. I think that was
Hmm.
a bit of a grower, that movie, for me. And I'm actually debating now if I should get that one on 4K, because I can imagine it's going to look breathtaking on 4K, that one.
Yeah. No, it was. I Sinners is one of those ones that I didn't hate it. Didn't. I wouldn't even go as far to say I disliked it. It just wasn't. I wasn't wowed. I wasn't.
I think it was just overhyped, wasn't it? So I was going in.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
liked
God,
it.
it was, yeah.
Everyone saying like most important horror film of the last 20
I.
years, stuff like that. It was good, but
I
nothing
absolutely hate.
groundbreaking.
I absolutely hate when people come out and they say this film is the best film of how long. You're gonna love it. If you don't love it, there's something wrong with you.
Mhm.
And there was a lot of people saying that for
Oh,
Sinners,
Yeah.
okay, right,
and I
yeah.
was like, well, no. If I don't like it, it's not because I don't like films or whatever, or there's something wrong with me. It's because I just don't like it. It's like not
Mm.
everyone likes the same things, and like I said, some people won't even touch it because some people don't even like horror films.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, I
so
guess if you'd
it's
gone
just
into it blind and you'd never heard anything of it, then you might get more out of it. So yeah, I still enjoyed it. I think I gave it like 7 or 8 out of 10. But
yeah,
obviously, when people are saying stuff like that, you're going in expecting it to be, a landmark, not just a good horror, but sort of groundbreaking. And people saying, it's one of the most accomplished films of the last 20 years. And yeah, I can't say I agree with that personally.
no, yeah. But talking about Francis Ford Coppola, the weird thing is, there of the films I've seen from him, there's one film that I liked, and it's probably
Apocalypse
not one
Now?
you're expecting me to say. What was that? Sorry, Tim.
Apocalypse Now?
No, it's not that. It's not an obvious one. It's probably his last one that was like big, like a big studio film, and it's The Rainmaker. I really liked The Rainmaker
Okay.
because it's more of like a like courtroom conspiracy type thriller, and I like those sorts of films. And it wasn't. I didn't find it long or slow. I like the cast in it, like the characters. Um, so yeah, that's probably the only one I've really got on with of his films. But I'm always open to watching more films by any director, even if I don't get on with the director, because there could just be one there that adore that I'm just not watching because I just think it's going to be crap. So I'm always happy to check out any film. So
By the way, Ollie, I watched. Speaking of directors, because I'm being on a bit of a Steven Soderbergh kick at the minute. I watched.
yeah,
Just finished watching Limey. I've
oh
got to
yeah,
say, mate, I kind of loved it. I
yeah,
really enjoyed it. It's got a bit of a mixed reception, but I think because it's obviously not a patch on Get Carter, but there were aspects of Get Carter, and I think in that film, and I think that's what I really admired about that movie. I thought it was really good, mate. The ending was a little to be desired in my opinion, but other than that, mate, very solid film. And the films I have seen from Steven Soderbergh, to my knowledge, that most of the ones I've seen anyway, I have enjoyed. So in fairness, mate, I'm looking forward to checking out more of his movies as well.
yeah, yeah. It's yeah. There's more of his that I need to watch. That's definitely one of them that is on my list. Just because I think mainly because of the cast. Because I really like Terrence Stamp, and he doesn't really do much now, but I think he's a great actor. So
Yeah,
and
he's
like I said,
really good in that.
Soderbergh's pretty good. There's been very few films. The only film that I didn't quite like, but then again, it was a made-for-TV film, is that Behind the Candelabra, the Liberace film.
Yeah, I've not
I
seen that,
didn't
but
love that.
you've got Matt
Yeah,
Damon in it.
yeah, Michael Douglas.
Yeah, I
It
think
was all
Jodie
right.
spoke about that and said that it
Yeah,
was okay, didn't she? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd watch it again, but it wasn't that memorable for me, I would say. Whereas a lot of his other films like stick in my head, like Aaron Brockovich, Out of Sight, Traffic, the Ocean's trilogy, even the Informant, Logan Lucky, um, Black Bag, all of those, like
That one you got in
Contagion.
CEX, Ollie, that Sex, Lies and Videotape, was it called? That you
Yeah,
got in
that
Bath?
was his first film. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
that was again. That was probably one of the ones that it's lower down for me. I know Sam loved it, but it's lower down
oh god,
for
I
me.
did, mate. Fantastic.
It was good. I
Yeah,
did enjoy it, but I didn't love it. It
I
didn't
get that.
feel.
Yeah, I
It didn't.
totally get that.
I know it is his first film, so it's probably why. But it didn't feel like when I was watching it. It didn't feel like a Soderbergh film,
Hmm.
and that's probably just because it was his first film and he was finding
Yeah,
his feet and finding his style. But it was a good film. It was a good watch, and I'll watch it again. But yeah, it was not the worst Soderbergh film I've seen, but even like I'd say the worst I've seen is still good. So yeah,
yeah, it's really interesting director. And he only had.
yeah,
I'm actually really looking forward to going back to the Ocean's trilogy, though, mate, because I've not seen those films. And probably you're talking about 15 years since I last seen those movies. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to revisiting them. I did
yeah,
watch Erin Brockovich. I thought that was
brilliant film, isn't
excellent,
it?
really good, Ollie. I mean, it's such a fascinating true story behind it as well. And
Have you
what
seen
she
Dark
would,
Waters?
I haven't, is that pretty
The same
similar
thing.
with its subject matter, that one,
Yeah,
Ollie?
it's more about it's basically about this. I think he's a lawyer, or he works for this. Yeah, I'm sure he's a lawyer that works for a big firm, and they represent. I think it's the oil company. Um, and a farmer from a town that he grew up in approaches him and basically asks him to come and visit because he said there's something really wrong because all of his cows were basically dying because they were drinking the water
Okay.
from, and then he was having to burn them because it was like infecting all the others.
Oh dear.
And obviously then it infected his family through the drinking water.
Hmm.
And obviously they found out in the end that it was in the frying pans as well because it was Tefl. And the scary thing is, there are still, like nowadays, like even in the current day, they still produce the Tefl frying
Don't
pans
think
and
I had one of
whatever,
those.
and it's still got it in it. This toxic
Mhm.
like chemical. So it's such an interesting. If you watch Darren Brockovich, I'd highly recommend checking out Dark Waters now on the back of it. and then you can kind of put them together, and you've got like the big picture. Because both of those films just really impressed me. I need to pick both of them up actually, although I don't think Dark Waters has a Blu-ray over here,
Yeah,
but I think you can import it.
I was quite lucky with them Brockovich on Blu-ray, Ollie, because that's
It's out
quite a
print.
rare
Yeah.
one now.
Yeah,
I got
sorry, I didn't see that around.
It's a shame because I need to get that because I do really like that film. Although I do see it's on Netflix quite a bit, so if I did ever really want to watch it, I know it's there. But I'd much rather have it on physical. You know, like as I'm sure all of us would rather have films on physical than watching them on streaming. But I'm not against streaming. I know there are a lot of people, like I know Stuart won't watch anything on streaming, and I know Andy's the same. I'm not against streaming. I'm not for it either. It's there. Sometimes it's just convenient.
Yeah, if it's the only
Like
way of watching something, then I'll watch
yeah,
it on
and
streaming.
like
Yeah, in some films I've watched on like Amazon Prime or
yeah,
Shudder, like some horror films on
yeah.
Shudder. They've been on Shudder for 2-3 years, and there's just no sign of a physical release. So if you want to watch them, it's kind of the only way
It's
to
got to
watch
be on
it.
there. It's like one of those things. It's like last night I got in quite late. I got in at like 9, and I couldn't be bothered to sit and look because obviously on Tuesday nights I usually record my watch pile, and I thought it's just too late to do it. So I just thought I just want to get in my pajamas, get in bed, and I just thought I'll just have a look on Netflix and see what's on there. And I did just put on a random film that had like Scarlett Johansson in it, and I think I watched about half an hour of it. But it's just there. It's like one of those things. It's just there. It's convenient. You don't have to look on your shelf. If I would have probably spent half an hour just deciding on what film to watch, and I'd have then obviously just gone to bed because I was so tired.
What I find. Yeah, come in the room to look for something, and
you're there
sometimes I
forever.
spend 2 hours looking, and then there's no time to watch the film. Yeah.
Whereas when you can see, because what I do like with Netflix is that when you scrolling through, it does show you like the clip. So then you kind of get an idea of the film, and you're like, oh yeah, I like the look of that, and then I usually put it on. So I do like
you
that
can build like
aspect
a
of
little watch
Netflix.
list, can't you?
Yeah,
So I don't have
I've got a big
anymore.
watch list.
Yeah, but say on Prime and Shudder, I'll go on there when I've got like a free day with a few hours, add like 20 things to the watch list, and then when you do want to watch something, it's easier to narrow down and come in and looking at all of this stuff.
It's the more you have, the more difficult it is to decide what to watch, I think.
I'm the same,
unless you got like I've had recently, and with the watch pile, when I get people like recommending films, I find it so much easier because then I don't have to think of what films I watch. I'm like, well, so and so said this, so I'm going to give this one a go. I don't know. I've got this week. I've got about 9 or 10 things that people have picked. So that's going to take me a while to get through anyway. And most of them are films that I have wanted to watch for a while. I've just, because there's so many, I've just not been able to decide. But if you get people picking them for you, I find it's just so much easier.
Yeah. Do you know what I will say though, Ollie, as well?
Yeah.
You know, how we were saying about streaming, as much as we like to pick physical media over streaming, I think the good thing is with streaming to like an extent would be if there's a film you see on Blu-ray, it's about £15 and you've not seen that movie before. And I sometimes for me, I'd be like, oh, am I gonna really spend £15 on a movie that I've never seen before? Whereas I can go onto Netflix or, you know, like Disney Plus first, watch it for free to see if I like it first. That's why I didn't buy the Blu-ray of What Was It, A Real Pain first, because I wanted to make sure I'm going to really like it. So made that good decision of watching it on Disney Plus first to see if I ended up really liking it, which I did. And sometime down the line, I definitely pick it up on Blu-ray. So it's got that good sweet. But the thing I absolutely don't agree with is they only give you so much length of time of having their movies on streaming, and then they recycle it, which I personally don't agree with. Because obviously it's not really fair on, you know, like people that are wanting to have enough time to check out the movie before it leaves on Netflix and like leaves Disney Plus. So yeah, I think once a movie's put onto streaming, it should be there for good rather than leaving, and then another movie comes and takes its place, but that will end up leaving. Do
I know why
you
it
get that as well,
happens.
Ollie?
Yeah, I know why it happens. So basically, with all the films that like Netflix, Amazon, basically those two companies specifically, more Netflix, because obviously they only own their content. They don't own any of the other films, like the last Mission Impossible, which has just gone on there. They don't own that. They've just been licensed it. So they've got a certain amount of time that they've been licensed it for, and then after that amount of time, they can't keep it anymore. And then you'll see it pop up on another streaming service. So I think that's why they're all over the place a lot, because they'll get X, Y, and Z title come through, and they're like given the license, and they'll, because you'll notice a lot of them go on like right at the start of the month on the same day. Some could be on there for 3 months. Some could be on there for like 2 or 3 years before they get taken off. I think it all depends on how long they've been given the license for, and I think they've got to pay a certain amount of money to keep it like going if they want to keep it. So it's all like that sort of thing you got to predict. So I can understand why they do it, as much as it does frustrate me as well, because I'll go on with the intention to watch a film, and then the next day it's gone, and I'm like, well, I can't watch that now. And it's happened to me quite a few times now. But what I've started doing with Netflix is there is a website you can go on, and there's a website, and the same website tells you everything that's on Netflix that's been like added to Netflix, because then I can like update my watch list with stuff that I'm interested in watching that I've not seen. And it also tells you everything that's leaving Netflix and the date that it's leaving. So then I can kind of, if there is anything there that I'm like, oh, I quite like to watch that, I've got the date and I know when it's going. So I just know that I need to watch it by this date, otherwise it'll be gone. So I've started doing that now, because then I know if there's a certain film I want to watch, that I've got to watch it in a certain amount of time, although it's still a pain because then you're rushed to watch it, but still.
Well, I guess you two are a lot younger, whereas I remember the days when you'd rent stuff from the local video shop, and you'd either rent it for like one night, or you could rent it for like the weekends. You get it on a Friday, have to take it back like Sunday, Monday. So obviously then you had the sort of caveat of having to watch. So you'd rent, say, 3 films out, it'd be like £1 each or 3 for £2. You'd have to try and watch all of them in the weekend, then take them back. So I guess having grown up in that era, if it's on Netflix for a month, that's not too bad.
Oh my gosh! Sorry to interrupt, but we've got an oh my gosh, we've got such a special guest. Look who's just joined. It's
Hey!
Ash. Hello, Ash.
Right,
Hello, Ash.
It's great to have you on.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, good. Happy birthday, Ollie.
Thanks, Ash.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thought I couldn't leave you hanging.
We were just talking about streaming services and them licensing and taking stuff off all the time, and then Tim was talking about that when he used to go and rent them, and you got a certain amount of time to watch them from a video shop.
On actual videos, Ash.
Yeah, that's it. Back in our day, mate.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. These are too young to remember that.
Yeah, you have to have it back in a couple of days, or they charge you more.
Get a late fee.
Yeah,
I remember Blockbuster. We used to go on Blockbuster, and we used to get like a few DVDs in a go. And I think, but I think it probably wasn't as. I think I think you got a week to watch them, and then you had to return them, or you got like a late fee.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of my favorite things to do, to just go in Blockbusters and just look at all, like, because that's probably where I watched a lot of, like, the one that I can vividly remember seeing on the shelves all the time in Blockbuster was the Goonies. And for the longest time I'd never watched it, and then one day my mum picked it up and we got it, and it's just such good memories going in there. And like when they weren't open, you put it in the letterbox and to put it back. Used to love that.
What was the service? It might have been Netflix before it became what it is. I remember there was one, I never used it. I remember seeing the adverts probably 15 years ago where you basically rent a film and they send it through the post to your door.
Oh, Love Film.
I think they put the disc in an envelope.
Yeah, Love Film. We used to do that. Love Film. It was literally just the disc. Wasn't even in like they just put the disc through your door. Yeah, I remember that. Oliver said, "I don't like TV sports." Yeah, I think Ash, you're the same. You don't like do football or anything, do you?
No,
No, yeah,
sport, really. No.
yeah. Most I'll do is snooker. I'll watch snooker sometimes if it's on in the background. I wouldn't like sit and like focus on it. It's just something that sometimes if it's on in the background, I might watch like a few frames, but nothing else because I just find everything like football and all that. I just find it doesn't do anything for me. Just boring.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sam. But
Oh no, it's alright, mate. I haven't really watched much of it this season anyway, mate. And to be honest, Ollie, in terms of sport, that's pretty much the only sport I'm into. Like snooker, cricket, rugby.
Yeah.
Nah, I rarely ever watch it. To be honest, I just like you guys. I'd rather just put a movie on instead.
Yeah, definitely. Giz said, "I'm not watching the footy. I'm going to check out the Dirty Harry 4K, which arrived Monday morning. Speak soon, guys." I want to get that now. I mean, I wasn't going to get it, but I've just heard people say so many good things about it, like the transfer and everything. I really want to get it now to see what it's like.
John says the transfer's really good as well. Ollie, he says it's one of the finest looking 4Ks out there and the best way to watch that movie as I could imagine as well.
Yeah. Because was it just Stuart? Stuart's the only one in the group that's picked it up, I think, isn't he?
I think so, 'cause I've not picked it up yet.
Yeah, it's one of those that I want, but I'm debating just to wait for like 2 for 30 and get it then.
20 at the moment, or
yeah, it'd be about 20, I'd have thought. I don't know. They're usually about 20. The back catalogue titles usually. Yeah. We got Roy. Happy birthday, Ollie. Thanks, Roy. Although he's probably gone back to watching the footy.
depends whether they're winning or losing, I expect.
As has Jody. Jody's probably back watching the footy. But thanks, Jody. Streaming Loons popcorn yellow striped smile.
Cool.
Axe TV Sports from the TV.
I don't think many of them are on TV now, are they? You have to pay £100 a month to get Sky Sports, and then you can't even watch like half the games, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think it really plays on normal TV anymore, to my knowledge.
Yeah. Oh, Roy's done a funny comment. Footy chat makes a change to see Ollie not knowing anything about something. We've all got those areas. We can't all know everything, Roy. I think some main characters will die in Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I'm not saying anything because I don't want to spoil it for anyone that's not seen it because it is literally the first day. So I'm not going to say anything. Can't wait for Ballerina, the John Wick spin-off. Yeah, it does look good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
The only thing that worries me slightly is because it's been done for like 2 years. And I think from what I heard, they had to reshoot quite a lot of the film because they had a different director in. I think was it Len Wiseman, who I think did he do like some of the Underworld films or something? They basically got Chance Stahelski, who did all the John Wick films, to go in and reshoot specifically a lot of the action scenes. So I don't know if that's going to be good. Maybe he reshot enough of it to make it a good film, or they just needed someone to try and get on with it. I don't know.
I think that happened with was it Zack Snyder's Justice League or something?
Yeah,
had to reshoot it, and people weren't happy with the original. I've not seen any version, but
yeah. Marcus is here. Hello, Marcus. Happy birthday, Ollie. Hope you guys have a great stream tonight. I'm off to watch The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then Bigfoot. Oh, that's the Sam Neill one, isn't it? That looks a lot of fun. Have any of you guys seen that one?
No, I thought it was two separate films. Thought he was going to watch The Man Who Killed Hitler and then Bigfoot, but maybe it's one film.
Both of them. Yeah, it's one film. It's got Sam Elliott, isn't it? That's It looks.
I was going to say it was Sam Neill when I watch it, but not heard of it.
No, I think I said Sam Neill, didn't I? But I meant Sam Elliott.
No, I've not even heard of that. That sounds like Marcus's kind of thing, but I guess it's obscure.
Yes, I think it is.
Just saying to Marcus, I have got it somewhere, but it's one I haven't. It's in my watch pile somewhere, so I haven't seen it yet.
I don't think it's not horror, is it? I think it's more of like a comedy type thing, isn't it? I think.
Yeah,
And Jodie said, would like to know how you get on with that, Marcus. Heard interesting things. Yeah, the cover, I've seen the cover, and the cover just looks wild.
Yeah.
Napang Films is here. Hello. Hey guys,
Hello.
a quick pop in for me to say happy birthday, Ollie. Have a great stream, guys. Thanks.
Cheers, mate.
And then there's just Stuart having a conversation with him and someone else. Pete's here. Hello, Pete. Thanks for stopping by.
Pete.
And Jim Jan's here. Hello, James.
Hi, James.
Hello.
Pete said 2 nights new releases, 7 nights back catalogue in Blockbuster, £3.75 for new releases, £1.50 back catalogue.
Yeah.
That's not that bad, is it? I mean, although considering probably a lot of the films that were in Blockbuster back then, you could probably pick up in a charity shop for like £1 now, and you own them. So yeah, I suppose I think that's streaming. Streaming's killed a lot of that stuff, and now, especially DVDs, they're so cheap now because a lot of people just don't buy them anymore unless they're like us. So yeah,
I think
it's
they
a
are
shame.
making a bit of a resurgence, DVD scene, not just obviously there's a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
like say Mean Creek, you just can't get it on anything but DVD, so everyone's been picking that up. But I think in general, even films you can get on Blu-ray and stuff, like Stuart says, if you've got a good enough player that can upscale stuff, and Stuart put that clip of, I can't remember what he was watching, something on DVD, it looked like a 4K. So I guess
Yeah.
now you've got good enough players and TVs, you can kind of actually maximize what DVDs look like. Whereas, yeah, a while ago, people probably looked down on DVDs, but I don't think there's too much difference if you've got a good enough player, is there, in the picture, really?
No. I always keep saying to myself, I'm going to stop buying DVDs, but I never do. If I see something that I want, I just buy it because it's just like, even now, it used to be I'd only get DVDs if I knew they didn't have a Blu-ray over here. But now, even if it's just a film I want to see, I'll just get it if it's cheap enough because
Yeah.
then you've got it to
the
watch.
placeholder, yeah.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
don't.
if you
it's
see
the
it in the
film I
charity
really
shop
need.
50p, what's 50p, really? You might as well
Well,
just get it, and then takes you a year to get it on Blu-ray. At least you've got it in the meantime, is the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't buying DVDs for a long time, to be fair, Ollie. But then I was just thinking about as many films possible that hasn't had as far as, like a Blu-ray release and stuff. Or at least you might have to like import the Blu-ray. But then I just think of like just any movies that's only had as far as a DVD release that I've been like interested in. And yeah, like kind of just settling for the DVD because obviously Ollie, it's better than nothing, isn't it? It's at least it's had a physical release and stuff. Even though there'd be certain movies that it would be nice for it to have a Blu-ray release down the line. It's if it's got as far as a DVD release, it's definitely better than nothing. And a lot of the titles as well, Ollie, like I've never even heard of. Like when I've spotted them in like charity shops and stuff, even on DVD and VHS and stuff, and some of them turn out to be pretty good as well. So yeah, I'm definitely still all for DVD as well.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
guess if we're still collecting VHS, Sammy, then DVD is kind of good quality compared to that, isn't it? And at least you can always
Yeah.
play a DVD. Whereas I remember when I was a kid, we'd have like favorite VHS, and the machine would chew it all up, and it'd be destroyed. So yeah, it's always a gamble, really, whether you're even going to have a VHS for its whole lifespan. Whereas at least a DVD, I mean, is disc rot a real thing, or is that a myth? Because I've never had any film that's ever got disc rot, and I've had some of these DVDs for 20 years and can't say any of them have ever had disc rot.
No, I don't think I've ever. I mean, I had one the other week. I got it down there. It was one. I'm sure it was Ash that told me to get this, recommended it in one of his videos. But I put it on twice, and both times I didn't even get through like the first menu. It just my player kept making awful noises, like the
I've
disc
had
was
that
doing
as well,
something to
Ollie.
it, and it just wouldn't. I look at the disc, and the disc looked absolutely fine. It's once the John, what is his name, Carney film.
Yeah.
And it was one I really wanted to watch, and that's why I put it on more than once. But it's just not working, and I don't know. It must be the disc, but the disc looks absolutely fine. So I don't know. It must just be a fault in the actual disc itself.
We had that, didn't we, Sammy? With something.
Oh, we did. I was just about to
Oh,
say
yeah, that's
that.
Black and Mary.
It was
Yes,
Tim. So
yeah.
basically, I was so looking forward to this, Ash, because I picked up the Blu-ray for like, I think it was about £1.50. And I honestly thought at first it's just so happened the player just didn't agree with the disc for some bizarre reason. But then I heard from yourself and I think James as well, Movie Mad, that they had that similar problem. Andy did as well with the disc. So it just turned out it was like a faulty disc. Like, imagine buying a brand new Blu-ray that doesn't even work. So bizarre.
Yeah.
But I was thinking as well, Ash, should have I bought the DVD, you know, for that extra quid, but then I didn't really want to risk that again if the DVD didn't end up playing as well. So I just decided to, I think, rent it on YouTube as well. Really good film, that though. Did like that.
Yeah.
I'd recommend that one, Ollie. Good film, that, Zack and Mary.
I actually, funnily enough, it's one that I had. I actually had the Blu-ray. I never put it on. And when I was doing my big cull, was it last August? I think it was about the same time, because weren't you doing one as well, Ash, about that time? Because I think you did a
like
video.
every other month, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you did a special video on it, I think, and then I started to do one.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. Like the reset. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did, and I must have done like 200 titles. So I think that was one, because I'd not watched it, and I just never. I thought I would never watch it because it just didn't look like it would be any good. So I think that was one that was suffered from that, and I just got rid of it. But now I've heard like a lot of people say it's actually pretty good, and I know it's Kevin Smith as well, and I quite like Seth Rogen. I do really want to watch it now.
That's good,
Yeah.
mate. Yeah, I like that one. I got
Yeah.
what is it, Ollie? Just on that similar subject, Superbad on Blu-ray in the post
Oh.
today. I can't wait to rewatch that.
Love that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it's
great.
so funny.
So
My
good.
favourite characters in that film, Ash, is always going to be Seth Rogen and is it Bill Hader? That
Yeah.
their chemistry is just dynamite in that movie.
Yeah. It's just so quotable, isn't it? There's so many quotes in it with McLovin.
McLovin, nice.
It's so funny. Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, and I haven't seen it for absolute years, so it's going to be brilliant to revisit that one.
Yeah.
Was it quite hard to find on Blu-ray? Because I've only got the DVD and never really seen the Blu-ray around.
Oh, it's
Quite
decent, Tim. I only got it for about £3, I think, with postage off eBay, so you can get that one pretty cheap.
Oh, I'll keep an eye on it. Yeah.
You've never
Yes.
used eBay, have you, Tim? Was that you that was saying that?
Well, years ago, my mum had like an eBay account, and she went. Well, I think she still goes on there and sells stuff and things, but it seemed a lot of hassle to have to like post all the photos, and then people will keep sending you messages, messing you around. So I think in the past, not films, but maybe some DJ equipment, like years ago, I sort of give her the money and she bought it through eBay and went to her house. But I've never personally like had an eBay account or bought any films or sold any on there. Same as like Rare Waves, a lot of the things people use, I just like to go and buy it physically. If I can, then I'll go to Amazon, or with pre-orders, I'll go straight to say Second Sight or Arrow, pre-order it off of there rather than say do it through Amazon. So a lot of the time, I think once on one film, I think Stuart and Sammy maybe pre-ordered it on Amazon. I pre-ordered it straight from, it might have been 88 Films, and they were stuck waiting for theirs from Amazon, and mine had come like a week early or so. So I think, yeah, I prefer, if I can, to sort of physically go and buy it.
Which one was
That's why I
that,
just
Tim?
read the day like HMV in Bristol or Bath ever closed down, because if we didn't have HMV around, yeah, you can go to CEX, but it's only second hand. But yeah, I just prefer physically sort of buying it in the shop rather than ordering it. And obviously,
Yeah.
bit dodgy for me getting deliveries, because obviously everyone knows the story with the crackhead in my block that steals things.
Oh, yeah,
So,
I heard about that.
Yeah, if I did like a £200 order, I'd be reluctant. It like arrives when I'm at work, dump it on the doorstep, get home, and it's been raided. So at least if I go and physically buy it in HMV, then no one can pry it out my fingers on the way home. Right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I much prefer getting it physically, like seeing it on the shelf and getting it from the shelf. But sometimes, especially because obviously through lockdown, you didn't have that luxury. So I was just ordering online, and then I've just got into that habit because it's just it can be so convenient sometimes. And sometimes, especially with these ones that are like out of print and you don't see them about, and you can sometimes find them on like eBay or Vinted at a really good price. And I've had that a few times. I mean, I've got the Turner and Hooch Australian Blu-ray, which it goes for stupid amounts of money. And I think I only paid a tenner for it. So it's just like it's that sort of thing. You just see sometimes you can just see things online that you would never see on the shelves in stores.
I'll give you an example of that one. That actually, Ollie, I'm keeping an eye out on the Blu-ray for such an underrated film, by the way. Stranger Than Fiction. The Blu-ray is quite like hard to come by nowadays. Like obviously in shops, but I've seen it on CX's website for like a £5, and on eBay there's been a couple of listings I think for about £7-8. So I definitely would end up like getting that one like online at some point because I do really like that film. Yeah, it's very good.
I heard of that.
I've not actually seen. I know of it because it's Dustin Hoffman, Will Ferrell, and Emma Thompson, isn't it? But I've never seen it.
Oh, it's really good, Ollie. It's quite original with like its concept as well. It's actually probably best going into that film knowing little as possible. To be honest, it was one of them films I went into completely blind and I was totally wowed by it. Yeah, very underrated film. That.
Nice.
What is that? One of Dustin Hoffman's last films he was in, or?
Oh no, I think it's about 20 years old now, isn't it? It's about 2005, 2006, something like that.
Yeah, 2006. That one, Ollie. Yeah.
Andy's here. Hello, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Thanks,
Hello.
Andy.
Top guy.
Pete said, I bought 7 DVDs today and I never buy them anymore. That's the thing. Like, if you see something and you want it, like now, you just buy it. Just get it. Doesn't matter what format it's on, as long as you can watch the film.
Yeah.
It's just there's no point being fussy because, like, I've even got to the point now with new releases. If a 4K and a Blu-ray comes along, like some of them, I'm happy enough to have the Blu-ray. Like some films, I'm like, I don't need the 4K for that. As long as I've got the Blu-ray to watch the film, I'm fine. It's like because it's like almost half the price as well. For these like new ones.
An extra tenner is quite insane, isn't it? Just for it to be. So when we was in Birmingham, I was saying to Roy, I was like, how much extra does it actually cost to print it on 4K rather than Blu-ray? Can't be much more logistically or anything, can it? So with some of like the Arrow and Second Sight editions, it'll be an extra £5 on 4K, and I don't mind paying that. But yeah, there's a difference between 15 on Blu-ray or 25 on 4K. Unless it's like a film I know I'm gonna like, I settle for the Blu-ray most of the time.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in similar agreement to you on that one. It's like with the Blu-ray, like you're most likely gonna get a good picture quality as well, like, and especially like to save a tenner as well, it's just worth settling for the Blu-ray. To be honest, like the recent film from Steven Soderbergh, Black Bag, I'm probably just more than happy with that one on Blu-ray, to be honest, Ollie. I probably won't get it right away. It probably will be one of them I might just end up picking up in a sale, but it's one of them movies I don't necessarily need the 4K. Sorry, mate, go on. Sorry, Ollie.
I was just going to say, I don't know why it has a 4K. It's not the type of film that you look at and think that needs... Like that Woody Harrelson one about the divers, That Last Breath. That's getting a Blu-ray and 4K. And I just don't know why. It doesn't strike me as the film that needs a 4K. It's just weird. Like they put some films out on like 4K and I'm just like, it just doesn't make sense. It's just like, why does it need a 4K? Like,
it was like a big film with amazing visuals, and it's worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
But also my TV is like 4K, but it's not OLED or anything. So I'm like, even if I buy the 4K, I don't think I'm getting the most out of it. Whereas obviously Stuart's got like a really good OLED, and I think Roy has as well. So you can probably notice a difference. Whereas if I bought a 4K and a Blu-ray, watched them side by side on the TV I've got, it's probably like few percent TV picture quality improvement. I don't think you'd even notice it too much. Whereas if I had like £1,000 top of the range OLED TV, then I'd probably try and get everything on 4K. But with the 10-year-old crap I've got, I don't think it matters that much.
Yeah.
And going back to what we were saying earlier as well, Ollie, in regards to like DVDs and stuff, I'll give you an example, like because similar to what you were saying about saying the DVD is there and you can get it, you know, like, and you've got it for a good price, opposed to eventually down the line possibly getting the Blu-ray, the 4K, just settling for the DVD for now. Sometimes it's good to say, like what we were saying about streaming, to see if you like the movie first before spending this much on the Blu-ray. As much as I do like to try and choose physical media over streaming, for example, I was thinking in my head, like Wolf with Jack Nicholson. So like that Blu-ray in a sale can go for like £7-8, but then I saw the DVD for like 50p. And again, I've never seen the film before, so I thought I'm gonna just try the DVD first for 50p, see if I like the movie first, and then eventually I might make the upgrade and get the Blu-ray. So there's that as well, with like DVD, Blu-ray and stuff in there, Ollie.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. Definitely.
Yeah, it's good. I love physical media. Physical media is cool.
I think you say that on every stream, Sam. At some point, you say that on every stream. It's like you're like the physical media champion.
Someone's going to snip all those
thanks,
together and like make a big video out of it, Sammy.
Yeah, you'll have like a 3 hour
montage.
That'd be
they'll
awesome.
they'll send it over to your channel to put it up, and it'll be like a 3 hour video of just you saying
You're saying that.
physical media is the best.
Do you know what, Ollie? The longest video I've done is pretty much a full-length film of 1 hour and 37 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm just yet to go into the home stretch of like 3 hours now. Maybe, Ollie, I won't do a monthly watches video for like every movie I watched in the month of May. Maybe, that's the pun. Maybe I might do like a monthly watches video for everything I've watched in the month of May and June, and then that could be clocking into 3 hours. I'll probably do that instead.
You're becoming our very own Scorsese, you are, Sam.
Oh, thank you.
Sammy,
I agree with that as well.
Sammy, you need to do a what I watched this year at the end of the year.
Yeah,
the whole year.
That'll go on for a day. That'll be like a day, just a whole day.
Video.
That could be like season 1 and season 2 then. This has been a really good stream, by the way, Ollie. I'm enjoying this.
Thanks for joining, Sam. Ellery's here. Hello, Ellery. Thank you, Ellery.
Hello, Ellery.
Hope you're all okay. Yeah, doing well, Ellery. Hope you're all right as well.
He's doing really well with his channel at the minute, Ollie.
He is. Yeah, he's just gone over 50, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's good to see Ellery starting out on YouTube. That's really good to see.
Yeah, I always love seeing these new people, like especially people, like I've noticed there's a lot of people like that comment on the live stream, and it's nice to see because Ellery's commented on the live stream for quite a while, and it's just nice when you then can put like a face to the name and see them getting involved. I think that's just great.
Yeah, his interview.
Yeah, I really liked his questionnaire video with Roy.
Yeah,
I've not seen it yet. Yeah, I've not got around to that yet.
Oh, that was a great video, Ollie. I really enjoyed that. His interview with Roy. Yeah, that was really good. And it'll be good to be on a stream with Ellery at some point, Ollie. It was good to see.
Oh, you missed it, didn't you? You missed it.
Yeah, I was. I think I was.
He was on Monday or a week before he was
last
on.
Week. Yeah, last Monday.
Seen him cracking a tin open on the stream. I thought that was respectful.
Yeah, and then he made Roy go and get one. I think Roy was a bit restless, so he saw Ellery get it, and then he had to get up and get one himself. Movie Tramp's here. Hello, Movie Tramp, and thank you for the birthday wishes. Ellery said, "Stranger Than Fiction is great, Sam."
Oh, it is. I love that film, Ellery. I've seen it a few times. I'm gonna end up getting the Blu-ray of that one. And what is it, Ollie? Maggie Gyllenhaal's in that film as well, and they've got great chemistry. Maggie Gyllenhaal and Will Ferrell in that film.
Yeah,
have you seen that one, movie? That
I don't think I have. I think I get it confused with Everything Must Go with Will Ferrell.
I know that one. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good film. I've got that. Did you send me the Blu-ray of that one, Ollie?
Yeah, I think I did. I think that was one of the ones I sent you.
Yeah, I really like that one. I've not seen it in a canny while, but Yeah, Will Ferrell's been in a lot of really good things.
Yeah. Quite like when he goes a bit darker as well. Sometimes that can work, I think, when he does like a
Yeah.
darker role that's not as comedic. Then again, I think he's been in some of my favorite comedy films of like the last 20-25 years. I mean, Old School, Step Brothers, Talladega Nights, The Other Guys, just hilarious films.
I'll
This-
rewatch.
Have you seen Old School, Sam? Because the streaking scene in Old School, I lose it every time.
No, I haven't
I
seen him.
I actually, do you know what it is, mate? I thought I've seen that all the way through, but I actually didn't think I've seen it all the way through. So that is one of the American comedies that is high up on my list to actually like watching in its entirety. I did I did rewatch Step Brothers the other week. Ollie, it is class in it.
It's one of those films, it never gets old when you watch it, and you just
No.
it's just so great. Like, I think it's one of them, for me, the most quotable films out there. It's just so, like, you just got, I could just picture that film. Like, I think the funniest bit, I think I mentioned it on one of the last streams, is when they're both sleepwalking in the middle of the night, and they're like just destroy like the kitchen, and I'm sure one of them wakes up in like the fridge or something, and oh my god, it's hilarious. And then when they
a
try,
lot of it was ad-libbed, wasn't it? Apparently they had
Yeah.
a script, but Will Ferrell would just come out with something off the top of his head, and you'd see John C. Reilly trying to keep a straight face. But yeah, if you watch the outtakes off the Blu-ray, is even funnier than the film. Some of the stuff they're coming with.
Need to check that out. I absolutely love it, Ollie, when when they're doing their presentation, the music video with the butt as well, and the dad is not even aware of what's happened to his butt and his reaction. Bless him.
oh, it's just such a good film.
God, it is a mint, that film. I'm surprised, Ollie. Similar to Superbad, that actually never got a sequel. To be fair.
I think it's one of those films that, because it's so beloved, I think even they know that to make a sequel
Be impossible.
could be, it's just like something that they just wouldn't be able to crack. Like, there's certain films, especially, I think comedies are because comedies, like they always say, comedies like the hardest. It's really hard to get comedy right. So I think especially with something like that, if it works, to replicate that, I think sometimes it's just really hard.
Didn't you pick up Blades of Glory recently, Sammy? Have you watched that yet? I think that's one of his most underrated.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, Tim. I picked it up on Blu-ray for like £1, and I'm really looking forward to getting to that one as well, because I know you're a big fan of that film, aren't you, Tim? It's one of your favourite comedies, isn't it?
Yeah, just the first scene when they're both ice skating together, two men on the ice, it just looks so like awkward and funny.
I've not seen
Campaign
that
is an underrated one. Have you seen that?
Campaign, yeah, I've
Campaign,
not
when
seen
he
that for
punches the
years.
baby and everyone's angry at him. He's like, "Why are you angry at me? I broke my fist. That baby's got an iron jaw."
I need to check that one out, to be fair.
Yeah, it's got the guy from, I'm not sure his name, but he's in like first series of American Horror Story.
Zach Galifianakis is in it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's quite funny. But yeah, the guy that's like his sort of campaign runner, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure of his name, but yeah, he's plays like the dad in is it Murder House, like the first series of American Horror Story?
Oh, I don't know. I've never watched American Horror Story. I can't remember.
Either, Ollie.
Yeah, that's a while ago now.
It's not that gory. I don't think you find it that shocking, Ollie, but it's quite creepy more than gory or sort of disturbing, I'd say. But yeah, obviously in that he plays a really straight kind of role. Then to see him in the campaign in a funny role is quite weird, isn't it?
Oh, I think I know who it is now. Is it that is it Dylan McDermott?
Yeah, I think that might be his name.
Yeah, I can picture him now. Yeah, because he's been in quite a few things, I think. Was he in
He was in Perks of Being a Wallflower, Ollie.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Did he play Charlie's dad in the film? I think he did, didn't he?
He did, didn't he? Yeah.
Oh, I've seen that.
Ah, it's amazing, man.
Movie Tramp says, I have an 11-year-old Samsung with 5 pixels already popped, waiting to replace an upgrade, but it refuses to die. Oh, I can't stand, like, because growing up, I always had like hand-me-downs. I never had like my own new phone that was mine. It would always be phone that was handed down to me. So I would always at school, I always like had a phone that was like 5 years older than everyone else's. So now that I'm working and I can like pay for my own phones, I have to have like a new phone, because otherwise it would just drive me mad.
I thought he was on about a phone, but he might be on about a TV, maybe, where he's saying 5 pixels popped.
I reckon, yeah.
I'm not sure if Samsung
TV,
makes phones and TVs.
I don't know.
My phone and my TV is
That
Samsung.
makes more sense. Yeah, I don't know why I went to phone, but yeah,
He might
TVs,
not, but
no, yeah, I think TVs are the same. I think I think with TVs you've got to replace them after a certain amount of time, otherwise they just go. I think I would replace mine every like 5 years. I think, because I think because then obviously there's more technology. I won't. Well, I know some people, and they'll get a new TV like every 1 or 2 years, and I just think that's just excessive. I mean, if your TV works and it does everything you want it to do, I think it's fine as long as it's working and there's nothing wrong with it.
yeah. Have you ever had, there's like a curved kind of one that's meant to be 3D, kind of concaved? I've never even watched anything on that, but it seems a bit weird to me if it's sort of curved.
I've seen them set up in like a store before, but I've never actually owned one.
What's the projector like, Ash? Can that display like any resolution, or does it depend on what the film is?
So it's like the one in here, like behind me, that goes to 1080p, but that's just like literally a cheap Chinese one I picked up off eBay or somewhere. And then I've got an Epson one in the house, and that does 1080p as well, which is, again, like you were saying earlier about 4Ks. Like, doesn't really bother me too much about 4K, because I'd rather watch it on a big screen most of the time. And that only goes to 1080. So, yeah, it's a good picture, though.
Nice. Well, you in the garage now, are you, Ash?
Yeah, because my little one will be asleep, so I don't want to wake her up chatting away.
Edery said, thanks for the nice comments about the channel. It's been so good getting to know everyone better. Thanks for starting your channel. It's been another great channel to watch.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we've got to the end of the comments. So I'll quickly show what I got for my birthday today, although it is literally just 2 things, because I mainly got money. And then I got some stuff written down that we can talk about whilst we're waiting for more comments. So I mentioned to Tim and Sam, just as the stream started, that I watched Better Man this evening, the second time I rewatch. Got that this morning. Really, really like it. I think it's one of those that I went into it and I thought, how is this going to work? This is just going to be absolutely ridiculous, but it really does work, and you just kind of, you don't think of it. You don't, as after a while, you just don't see him as you're just seeing him as him, which I think is just brilliant. So yeah, I'm really glad to have that one. Yeah, I think you need to get on that one, Sam. I think you'll really like that one.
Yeah, I think the reason why I hesitated with that one, Ollie, was because obviously not being a Robbie or Take That fan, obviously I do respect them, because obviously at the same time, because obviously, their music's had such a big impact on millions of people, their music's not my cup of tea personally, but I do respect them. However, there's been like 2 or 3 people have come to me to say they absolutely love the film and they're not even a fan of, like, I remember you saying as well, Ash, on your video, like, you don't have to be a fan of Robbie or Take That's music to really enjoy that movie. And I think hearing really good word of mouth about it has kind of changed my mind on that one. So yeah, I'm going to definitely get that one watched fairly soon, because I've absolutely loved A Complete Unknown about Bob Dylan, and having 2 biopics at that similar time as well. They've been kind of like sort of hot on the market sort of thing, that those biopics. So yeah, I look forward to checking that out at some point, definitely.
Yeah, you will like it, Sam. I know, because I know the type of films that you like. Because like me, you and Ash, we have very similar sort of taste. So I think you'll definitely love it.
Oh, good stuff, bud. Look forward to checking it out. Ollie, going slightly off topic here, but I'm just curious, because I know obviously me and Ash watched The Spectacular Now literally on the same day as well, like following from our like letterbox and stuff, and it's a very good film. talking of Miles Teller, Ollie, have you seen the film Two Night Stands? Because that is a film I definitely want to check out some point.
One I picked up when I was out with Tim. I think I got that one in CEX for like £1 last time we went out. But I've not seen it yet, but I've got it now. I think it's just a DVD, but yeah, I do like Miles Teller, and it looks like the type of film that I would like. So yeah, I will definitely try and watch that one soon.
Yeah, it's got pretty good ratings, that one as well. And God, Miles Teller was some really good stuff around that time, wasn't he, man? Like 21 and Over, and then this one, Two Night Stand, which has got good ratings, is Spectacular Now, and then obviously the one we all obviously absolutely love, Ollie, and I'm sure Ash does as well, is Whiplash, which is hands down one of my favourite films of all time. Like 2014, for that, Boyhoods and Grand Budapest Hotel has got to be one of my favourite years for film.
Yeah, definitely. And you've not you said the other day you've not seen Edge of Tomorrow yet either, have you?
I haven't.
Oh, that's such a good film. Such a good film, Sam.
I might check that one out tomorrow. So I'll do that.
Good one. And yeah, the other one that I got, which again was one I saw at the cinema, was quite divided, I think. The Wolfman, the new Wolfman.
Okay.
I personally really liked it because it was not your typical, like, what you would expect from a film like that. It was very much like mental health and that sort of thing, and the fact that it was more real. Like, so it's a real, because basically what they did is they based it on a real life story about a man that went missing in like the Appalachian Mountains in the 80s, and they say that he got like some sort of disease and that they still see him in the woods to the day. And basically they took that story and obviously incorporated the werewolf inside of it, and I think it worked really well. I think because it felt more grounded, and it's genuinely really quite scary as well. I didn't expect it to be like as a because it's set in, it's very isolated, the story, and it's set in one setting, and there's the tension throughout is just so well done, and it just builds up, and it's just such a good, like, yeah, I really enjoyed it. But I don't think, have any of you guys seen that one yet?
I haven't, Ollie.
No, it's worth watching. I mean, I've not got anything to put it up against because I don't think I've seen any of the Wolfman films. I've not seen the Anthony Hopkins one, and there's obviously the one from, was it like the 30s or 40s? I've not seen that yet, but it's worth watching. If you like The Invisible Man, it's similar sort of thing to that. So yeah, I know some people went in and said, because I think, I'm not sure, I think Stuart said to me that he was a bit apprehensive to watch it because he'd heard people say that it wasn't very good. But yeah, I just think it's really good, and I'm happy with both of those added to my collection. I'm 4K, so yeah.
I think I heard mixed things about it, but I think I have got it mixed up. Did it come out around the same time as Werewolves? Was it called, with Frank Grillo?
Oh yeah, that came out.
Yeah,
Towards
I think I kind of
years,
thought it was one film for some reason. Now you're saying it, I realise there's two different films. Whereas yeah, for some reason I thought it was just called Werewolves, that one.
Yeah. No, it's definitely worth watching if you like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's really well done. The way and like the effect, like, because it's more practical stuff, which I liked. There wasn't a lot of CGI. I think the werewolf looks really good in it. I mean, there's a lot going on in it, but yeah, it looks really good.
You watched that Wolfen yet, Ollie, that Roy didn't like?
No, it's higher up on my list because Roy didn't like it, and I just want to be able to say to Roy that I loved it, just to confirm that we really don't like the same things. But there's been some things that Roy's recommended and I've really got on well, like that Handmaiden. I didn't think for 1 second that I'd like it, and I really did. The Korean one, yeah, Park Chan-wook. It's really good.
I've not seen it. I think I'll watch anything by Park Chan-wook. Yeah.
And Life is Beautiful as well. He said that, and I thought, oh no, Royce, another foreign film. Because he usually, if it's a foreign film in like the pile, he'll usually go for that. and I thought I'm not going to like this, am I? And I watched it, and it's probably one of my favorite watches of this year. It's gone straight into like my favorite films section of my collection because it's just such a good. It's so like
Yeah.
it's just one of those because it is, excuse the pun, it's a beautiful film, but it's also like at the same time really harrowing
Yeah.
because obviously he's trying to protect his son from the reality of like what's going on, the seriousness of what's going on, and make it all show him like life is beautiful. It's not, there's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, the ending's just is so heartbreaking. The ending,
Yeah.
but such a great film.
I need to get that one on Blu-ray, Ollie.
Oh yeah, you've seen it. I take it then, Sam.
Oh God, yeah, fantastic film. It was probably about, I would say, probably nearly 10 years ago when I last watched it, mate. But yeah, I remember it being spectacular, very moving, and very like you were saying, very like sort of like tug at the heartstrings. That movie, definitely, but definitely one I definitely am overdue to revisit at some point as well and add to my Blu-ray collection.
Yeah. Ellery
Yeah,
said, what was that, Ash? Was that Ash or Tim?
Oh, that was me, mate. I'm just saying about Life is Beautiful, good film.
Oh, I thought someone else said something there. Ellery said, yeah, Better Man was a massive surprise to me. You were right after a bit. You don't think about the monkey. Shame the box office was rubbish. Yeah, I think it's just a lot of people. It's one of those films that it was word of mouth, I think. When word of mouth got around, that was when the more people were watching it. But I just think because it takes on, if you're not a Robbie Williams fan, then you're going to be like, well, I've got no interest in watching this. I'm not going to even attempt to give it a go. And then on top of that, even if you do like Robbie Williams, but you're then told, oh, but he's going to be played by a CGI monkey. You're just like,
yeah, fans
what?
of him probably actually wanted to see him in the role, didn't they? If you're a fan of his music and that, so I guess it probably didn't really hit either of the target audience in the box office.
Once you get your head around that, though, and you give it a go, then you're off. I mean, it's just there's very few people that I've heard that have watched it that have like taken a dislike to it. There's people that haven't watched it because they don't think they're gonna like it. But even Roy, like Roy
Yeah,
went.
I was thinking the
I think
same.
Roy saw it at the cinema and he said that he loved it. Which is
I was quite shocked. Roy really liked Joker too, didn't he? Don't know if you've seen his newer one from today, but
yeah.
he enjoyed Joker too.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I seem to like now be falling in the minority within the group because everybody seems to be like really liking it all of a sudden, and I don't know what it is because it started off and nobody had seen it, and then Stuart watched it and he really liked it. I think you watch it, Ash, and you quite liked it as well.
Yeah, I watched it, and then I think Stuart said he was going to watch it, and I didn't think Stuart was going to like it, to be fair, but he came back and said no, he did. So yeah.
Yeah. Now Royce watched it and loved it, and I bet Tim will watch it and he'll love it.
Well, there's not many musicals I've ever loved, so if it's a musical, I'm skeptical, to tell you the truth. But I will, again, with Better Man and Joker 2, when they go down a bit in price, I'll get them if it goes into like a sale, like in the 3 for 30 on. Well, I'd probably get them on Blu-ray rather than 4K. But yeah, everybody I've spoke to has said good things about Better Man. So even though it's not my kind of thing, I can be open-minded enough to check it out. Whereas yeah, with Joker 2, I'm quite dubious just because I've only ever seen about 3 musicals in my life that I can actually stand on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it shocked me with Roy, because Roy, I don't know any musical that he's come out and he said that he's loved. Like he usually
Dancer in the Dark is the only one I know of, isn't it? And Grease.
Yeah, he loves Grease.
Yeah, Grease. Oh God. Yeah. Because I think I've wound him up and I've tried to get him to watch some musical. Like I got him to buy Rock of Ages because I convinced him that it was a good film on the stream. And then obviously he's obviously found out that I was messing with him, and now he's just got it stuck in his collection.
Has he watched it yet? I don't think he has.
No, I don't think he. I think that's one of the ones that he's probably never going to watch. But at least he's got it.
Do you know what, Ollie? I absolutely loved, right? And obviously we were talking about this before. I think it was on the first ever live stream on your channel as well. Excuse me. I remember when the day finally came where he watched Grease and he said something along the
Oh, he
lines,
just went, it was
well,
shit, didn't he?
yeah, after 40 something year, I finally watched it and it was crap. And he put the kiss down.
Did the
His
same about Dirty
reaction was,
Dancing as well, wasn't it?
his reaction, Tim, was priceless. It was so funny. And when he said about Dirty Dancing as well, what a bag of bollocks.
I think his review for that was woman goes on holiday to Butlins and learns to dance in one day or something with a creepy man or something. I think his review for that was.
Yeah.
It's like me with Kill List as well. And
I remember that,
I literally
Ollie.
just
That
said
was,
it was shit. Apparently it made me really chuckle. But yeah, I know a lot of people that really like that film. It was like you, Tim, you said you really like that, but
Yeah, well, I think it's a well-made film, but I can see why some people
yeah,
find it too much. But certain films, like I say with Hostel and that, it's just made for the gore, so I kind of don't like it for that reason, and it's not really a good film. Whereas with Kill
yeah,
List, I think it's kind of they rip the plot first and then happen to have a few nasty moments. But yeah, for me, I think that's probably my favourite film by Ben Wheatley I've actually seen so far. But yeah, I can see why people didn't like it, and I think I did say to you when you got it, I was like, "Beware, Ollie." I think what's the
yeah.
other one recently? You picked another one up. I think I said in the comments, or one you were thinking of watching by a certain director.
You did, didn't you?
Straw Dogs.
Oh, that was it. Yeah,
Yeah, and
I
I
had
was
that
like,
for ages.
Straw
Yeah,
Dogs didn't nowhere near as brutal as Kill List, but there is some uncomfortable moments. So I think you'll get on with it. It's good performance by Dustin Hoffman, but it's a bit like Deliverance. If you've ever seen that, where there's a few uncomfortable moments. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll definitely give that one a go. That's another one because I think that has got a British Blu-ray release, but it's so out of print. I just don't think you
I've
can get
only
it
got a
anymore.
DVD of that, and I think even that's quite rare nowadays. Don't see it around.
Yeah, there is a Criterion, an American Criterion, but I think
Um,
again that's like 30 quid. And it's like
mm,
I don't want to spend 30 quid on a film I've never seen before to not like
mm,
it. So
mm.
I'm hoping one day, maybe on an anniversary, like we get like a re-release or something. Because that would be good. I'd quite like to get that one on Blu-ray too, because I don't know what the picture quality is going to be like on the DVD, but I know it was a film. It was banned for quite a long time as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I
I
think.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, I'll move on to one of the topics that I've got written down. I mean, I'll give you a while to think because I do have answers myself because I had them prepared for the other live stream. But I want to know your guys, some of your favorite like underrated detective films. So any sort of film that like mainly centers on a detective investigating something. It can be any like sort of genre over any time period. Just any ones that like come to mind to you that you like think of like don't get talked about enough, are really underrated. And yeah, if you want to have a think whilst because I've got a few that I thought of. One of the ones that I thought of was Knives Out. I think that because that kind of came out of nowhere. It was just like one of those films that nobody really knew was coming, and then it came out and it really like went and everybody watched it, and it's just because it's quite different and it kind of brought back like the who done it like sort of genre. And obviously Daniel Craig, seeing him in a role like that was just so different because obviously at that point you were just used to seeing him as James Bond, so for him to play
Mm.
like a camp American detective was just like so different, but it really worked. So I've always loved that film specifically because I just think it works really well with the big ensemble cast like you used to get with the old whodunits. You would get like a huge like ensemble cast of big names, and like we haven't really had that for years. And then that came along. I think it was around the same time as they did the remake of Murder on the Orient Express, and it just I thought it just really worked. So yeah, that's one. Have you all of you guys seen Knives Out and like it?
No,
Oh yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, you've not seen it yet, Tim?
no. I remember when I
Oh,
went to see, can't remember what film, might have been Crawl or something, the Alexander Arjar alligator film at the cinema. Seen the trailer and it did look good, but then I think it wasn't long after that when all the cinemas closed for lockdown. So yeah, and one I've never seen is like the sequel Glass Onion or something.
yeah,
Is that from that? Yeah, but I don't think that's had a physical release. You said, has it? Glass
it's
Onion.
Netflix. Yeah, it's a Netflix film.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind checking it out, but yeah, one I've never sort of come across to buy. To be fair.
Yeah, and they got the new one coming out later in the year as well, which I'm looking forward to.
Oh, what thoughts that, Ollie?
Yeah. The next one I have on my list is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which I think is just such a underrated Shane Black film. Obviously, with the
I
late
wanna see that.
great Val Kilmer, and you got Robert Downey Jr. And it's like very, I think, it's set at Christmas as well, and it's just got that feeling to it. Like Shane Black has like a really good. I'd pair it up with like The Nice Guys, which is one of my favorite, like sort of detective type noir films, because it's just it mixes comedy with like the thriller really well. And I think Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is just so there's so many funny bits in it, like the bit where he's hiding under the bed and the woman gets shot and he's just trying not to panic. Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, have you guys seen that one?
I haven't, Ollie.
No, I've heard good things. I do want to see it, but I kind of see it around in the charity shops on DVD, but don't really come across it on Blu-ray or 4K or anything.
Yeah. What do you think about that one, Ash?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It was one I watched like probably not long after it came out, like quite a while back, and then sort of half forgotten about. And then I rewatched it, I think, just last Christmas or just after Christmas. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. It's nice to see Robert Downey Jr. in something else other than Iron Man, to be honest. So that's what I've known him for the last like 10 years.
Yeah, it is always nice when he pops up because he's done. I think over the last 20 years, he's done a lot of good films that like not Iron Man films. Like he did, obviously, the 2 Sherlock Holmes films, which I thought was really good. The Judge, if you've not seen The Judge, that is such a good film.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
Zodiac.
it's such a good film. Yeah, with Robert Duvall as well. Oh, yeah, you've got to watch that if you've not seen it. It's like a good. It's a drama. It's like a family dysfunctional family like drama. But yeah, that's really one of my favorite Robert Downey Jr. films in a long time. And yeah, those are the main ones that I can think of. But like The Soloist, that's another quite a good one because that's based on a true story with Jamie Foxx. Quite like
that's a
that
good
one.
film, Ollie. Yeah, I like that one.
And obviously Tropic Thunder, but I've not seen that yet. But I've heard he's like really
Oh,
good
no,
in that.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's a really underrated actor, I think, when he does stuff like that. Not like big franchise stuff. One of my favorites of his, like an earlier film, is called Chances Are. I don't know if any of you have seen that. It's like a late 80s film. I think it's an American import, but it's region A locked. Basically, he basically plays a guy that he's basically come back as another man, he's like basically like an angel type thing. He's come back, but in another man's body to help their family sort of move on. I think it's got Ryan O'Neill's in it, Sybil Shepherd, Mary Stuart Masterson, and what's his name, Christopher McDonald. That's in Happy Gilmore. He plays the guy that dies, and it's basically he comes down, but he falls in love with basically he's come back down to get like a second chance sort of, and he ends up falling in love with the daughter. And yeah, it's a really good film. Really, it's quite funny because obviously of the concept, but yeah, if you like, I think Ash and Sam, you'd probably like that one. It's very like feel good comedy sort of film from the 80s. And yeah, I think that was around the time when he was obviously struggling with his drug problem, but I thought he did a really good job in that film. Yeah, it was nice to see him pop up into something like that.
Sorry, Ollie, can you get that one on like any physical format over here?
I'd imagine the DVD's probably going to be easy enough to get on over here. It was just one of those that I just wanted to get it on Blu-ray. There may even be now a Blu-ray release in like Germany. I think there might be, but yeah, such a good film, that one as well. But yeah, that's my second pick for detective ones. What was my next one?
I'm just nipping to the bathroom, Ollie.
Yeah, no problem, Sam.
See you in a bit.
What's the other ones? Trying to think. Have you guys got any whilst I'm trying to think of mine that come to mind of underrated detective films?
Sorry, Tim, you go, mate.
No, I'm struggling to think. Obviously, the obvious one's like Seven, but yeah, I'll let Ash go because I'm still trying to look through the collection at something.
Well, as far as underrated ones, the first one that came to my mind was a film called Alien Nation.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I like that.
You seen that one? Like that's a late, I
Yeah.
think late 80s maybe.
Yeah.
I used to watch the TV show when I was a kid, and I
Mm.
don't know what came first, the movie or the TV show, but I used to really like that. But yeah, I don't really hear many people talk about that one, and that's pretty good.
Mm.
Yeah. Is that the one? Is that with James Caan?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I've seen it. Like, I think it's out of print now, but I've seen it around. But yeah, I've never knew what it was about. I assumed it's some sort of like sci-fi alien film.
Yeah, like from memory, it's I haven't seen it in a long time to be fair, but these like aliens come down and it sort of cuts to when they're kind of blended in with just like basically normal humans. They're taking jobs that normal humans would have. They're like in the police and stuff. And like there's literally an alien cop and like human cop. And
Yeah.
it's just kind of a body, not a comedy as such, but like a sci-fi kind of like drama, I suppose, take on like an 80s vibe of a sci-fi alien cop duo where they're kind of like not liked by everyone. So it sort of touches on
Yeah.
like racism and stuff, I guess, but like to the
Oh, cool.
aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll have to add that one to the list because
Yeah.
I do like those sorts of films.
I think it's just recently got like a special edition release on it, Ash. I think it's got like a big box release or something. I swear I've seen it in HMV.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I think it was on 101 maybe? I've
Oh
got
no, I'm
Blu-ray
only
of the
mixing it
movie.
up. What's the name? No, I'm thinking of what's the one with Alan Rickman with alien kind of sci-fi.
Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, I'm mixing it up with that. But
Okay.
yeah, I do remember Alien Nation. I think have they got like kind of brown like spots on their like face. They're kind of like cheetah kind of looking like alien.
Yeah.
I was a bit scared of that as a kid when I seen it when I was like 5 or so.
Yeah.
Same as that
that's it.
cone heads that Sammy got used to creep me out
Yeah.
with Dan Aykroyd with like a tall head and a weird finger.
Oh yeah, I did pick that one up recently, didn't I, Tim?
Yeah, quite weird. Yeah, I don't know if you probably won't remember. Ash might. But years ago, they had a Boddington's advert for like a beer, well, an ale called Boddington, and the
Right.
aliens were like drinking it with their finger in this like creepy
Oh,
advert. Yeah, that was like
Yeah.
the cone heads.
I'm looking forward to checking that film out. To be fair, Tim.
Yeah, it's funny, but it's quite. I still nowadays find it quite creepy personally. I don't think it's
Yeah.
meant to be. It's just when you see Dan Aykroyd of his like weird cone head and they speak in this weird language sort of thing. Yeah, I find it a bit creepy.
Have you seen, Ollie? Sorry to go off topic here again. Have you seen the film? I think it came out similar at that time. Film called Airheads with Adam Sandler, and I think Steve Buscemi's in that one as well.
I know of it. I know it's one that's really hard to get hold of.
But
But
even on DVD.
yeah, I think it's like
Really?
ridiculously hard to get hold of now. It's like that one that I picked up when I was out with Tim, that California Man, which is also known as Encino Man. So hard to get now, and to see it in just chucked in a charity shop for £1, I was like, jackpot.
Well, in that Brendan Fraser. In that,
Yeah. But yeah, I think that Airheads is quite out of. I think Brendan Fraser's in that as well. I think from
I
memory.
think he is, isn't he? I was trying to remember if it was Steve Buscemi that was in that one as well.
I think he's in it as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler. Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's
yeah.
on CEX has got the DVD for £1.
Oh, nice.
So and they've got stuff in stock because I know that California Man has it and they had none in stock.
Yeah, there's like 4 stores that have got it in stock at the minute.
Oh, that's all right then. So you could get that one. Yeah, that's not probably as out of print.
Which
yeah.
stores did it come up as there, Ash?
Came up with Aberdeen, Bromsgrove, Portsmouth, and Stoke.
Okay. Yeah,
That near
none
you,
of those
Sammy?
places are near to me.
All
I'll
£3
just-
postage, I guess. But
Yeah, that's still not bad. I'll have to see either that on eBay, or it's quite hard to get off eBay. Then bite the bullet and get off CX's website. Yeah. Thanks for checking that, by the way, Ash.
Tim, have you got any detective films that you like?
Well, yeah, it's a few, but I think people would know of them. Like, I mean, some of them are more cop film. I guess, like, say Seven is like a detective film, but as
Yeah,
far
I
as
was gonna say that.
underrated, there might be others in the collection I'm overlooking. But yeah, as far as underrated, people probably wouldn't know. I did show this earlier on the recent watches. Is Tell Me Something. It's like a Tartan Asia Extreme Korean film where basically all these like body parts are turning up in black sacks around the town and like kids are finding them. And then when they get them out of the bag, it's all from separate bodies. So the detective in charge has to like piece them all together. There'd be like legs from one guy, a head from another one, and then he's trying to predict what the next killing's going to be and who it's going to be by sort of it's got like the modus operandi of like the killer, and then he's saying like, yeah, the next person they're going to find some legs because we found all the body parts and not the legs. It's quite a gory kind of. Say it's a thriller more than a horror, but yeah, it's quite like an unknown detective film. But yeah, looking through the collection, there's a few others like Seven and just seen another one, but I can't think of the name of it. But yeah, obviously, then I wouldn't say they're underrated. So yeah, off the top of my head, I think that's a bit of a hole in my collection, to tell you the truth. Kind of detective. Got a few cop films, but in terms of actual detective, I guess Zodiac could kind of fall under that sort of detective stuff. But again, it's not underrated, is it?
No, yeah. On my list that I had Zodiac, I had Seven as well. And the other one, which hadn't been mentioned yet, which is also so good if you've not seen it, the original French Connection. Such a good film that is.
I've not seen that one yet, Ollie.
No, I've not seen that.
Sam. Yeah, so Gene Hackman's so good in that. The car chase scene and just I quite enjoyed the second one as well. It's not as good as the original, but it's still quite a good film. But yeah, that's another pretty good, solid detective film, I would say. Do you got any, Sam, that come to mind for you?
Yeah, a couple came to mind. Well, the one I watched recently, which I actually would class as underrated, would be, and I think they are going to be remaking it, which, to be fair, I could see a remake of this working, to be honest. I don't know if it's going to be anywhere as good as the original, but as long as it's a solid, good remake, then that's a winner in my book. But the film High and Low from Akira Kurosawa, I thought that was excellent. I would also go for the Swedish film. I think it's Man on the Roof. That's on the Radiance label. I did really like that one. I probably would, if it does count, Decision to Leave, possibly from
Yeah,
Park
definitely.
Chan-wook. Yeah, I really loved that. I remember going to the cinema to see that, Ollie, and absolutely loving it at the cinema, and I've seen it again. It's really good, that one. And I think Memories of Murder, that would class as a detective one as well, wouldn't it? From Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they'll
No.
probably be some of my favourite detective films. But like Tim, the ones that's kind of more well known definitely would probably be like Seven and films like that. I mean, I went to see Seven at the cinema start of the year, Ollie. It was absolutely fantastic on the big screen. Need to get that one on 4K at some point as well.
Yeah, I'd say another one that comes to mind is Insomnia. I think that's a really good one. The Nolan. I haven't seen the original, but the Nolan
Yeah, I've got
one
it on
is really
DVD at a charity shop, but I haven't watched it yet. Is that the one with Robin Williams?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Al Pacino as well, Tim. Yeah.
Yeah, I do need
Yeah.
to get on that soon, actually. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, but that remake to, is it High? What's it called? High. What was the
High
one
and
you
Low,
said?
yeah.
High and Low. Yeah, that's coming out in August.
Oh, is it,
It's,
Ollie?
yes, limited release in cinemas, and then it's going to Apple early September. But they've released like a 1 minute teaser trailer, and it looks quite good. I mean, I'll watch anything with Denzel in, and it's Spike Lee as well, so
Oh yeah,
might be alright.
that's a trusted name as well in regards to like
Yeah.
directing as well. Is if anyone that I would have liked to seen done a remake of that, Ollie, yeah, Spike Lee is definitely a good shout for that.
Although Old Boy, I think enough said
Oh.
there.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yes.
I've never
Oh,
seen the
that-
remake. Is it that bad?
I won't watch it. I just refuse to
Nah.
watch it. I just don't see the
Same,
need.
Ollie.
Yeah, I just don't see the need in watching it. I mean, the original's so good, and I've just heard that it's just nothing compared to the original. So I've just never had any interest in watching it, really.
Same as the RoboCop remake. Obviously, it's got Gary Oldman, so it can't be that bad. But I've only ever heard bad things about it. Obviously, it's not going to be a spot on the original RoboCop, but yeah, a lot of people say that's one of the most disappointing remakes.
I think I'll look at it this way, Tim. If I'm gonna watch the remake of RoboCop, I just any day I would just put the original on when I think of like RoboCop, because it is just hard to beat, isn't it? Because it's just absolutely amazing, that film. It's brilliant. Love it.
Yeah, same.
Uh,
You've seen
movie-
RoboCop, Ollie, the original?
I haven't yet. No. It's one that I still need to pick up because it's a big gap.
Yeah,
And it's a film that I know that I'm going to get on with, so I definitely need to try and pick that up at some point soon. Movie Champ said, I like No Escape of Ray Liotta, good action flick, quite underrated action flick, solid cast too. What do you guys think? I've not seen it.
No, I've not seen it.
I think that's one that James really likes. I think he's spoken about that on the stream before, but yeah, I'm not familiar with that or what it's really about, to be honest. No. Aiden's here. Thank you very much for joining, and thanks for the birthday wishes. The next topic I've got written down, which again is one that, I mean, nowadays there's not going to be many on the list, but I like in general, overall, just like a top 3 maybe. Of your favorite comic book films don't necessarily need to be the best films, just films that personally you really like. So if anyone's got any, please feel free to just say, because I'm going to have a little think of that as well.
I think I've got, I think I could reel off 3 pretty quick, like that are just more personal to me rather than necessarily good films. So Batman Returns was like, I think I did it in my, like one of my videos previously. Batman Returns is one of the ones I saw like way too young, like before I was meant to, and that means a lot to me. I might have probably even saw that before Batman, I think. So yeah, definitely that one. And I know like no one seems to like it apart from maybe Stuart, but the Daredevil movie they did with Ben Affleck.
I love that.
Yeah, I think that's something we were talking about the other day, weren't we? Don't get why it's so hated.
Yeah, I don't either. It's so good.
I remember seeing that. I was in Scotland at the time, and I was on my own, and I went to the cinema in Scotland, and I went to the screening, and I sat in there, and I was literally the only person in the whole cinema. And I thought it was only 10 minutes before the film starts, and I thought maybe I got the wrong screening. So I was just sitting there waiting and waiting, thinking I've definitely got the wrong screening because no one's showing up. And then the film just started rolling, and I was literally the only person in the whole cinema. And then this like random woman came in at the bottom of the cinema about 10 minutes in. I thought she's going to tell me to get out because they can't like roll the film for just one person. And she came and sat next to me, and she just watched the film with me. It's really bizarre. So that memory's always stuck with me. But I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was quite a fun film. Of the like earlier Marvel films, I think it's quite good up to like some of the stuff we're getting nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite dark, and it was all obviously pre-MCU as well. So like, nothing had been done before really like that. I mean, Batman was around and Superman and stuff, but the director's cut, it does take a few darker turns on the director's cut, which is worth watching. And then I guess the third one would probably have to be like Iron Man, the original Iron Man, because again, that one kicked off the MCU, and it's just such a good standalone film. You could just literally watch that, and you don't need necessarily anything else from the MCU. That's just such a good film on its own. That'd be my 3 anyway.
I'm going to go for some deep cuts. One, I'm not sure if it's a comic book adaptation, but I know it's definitely a superhero film, and it's the 1999 film Mystery Men with Ben Stiller.
Okay.
Love that film. It's so funny. It's just one of those films that I just absolutely love, and I know it's not a well-made film, and a lot of people don't like it, but it's just so funny. It's just I just love all the characters, and because it's just so stupid as well. It's got a great soundtrack as well.
Isn't there a guy that has like
not seen that?
What was that?
That has like cutlery.
Yeah, there's like I think that's Hank Azaria's character. He's like he's got a really stupid name, and he wears like a turban, and he basically just lobs cutlery at people.
Yeah. So I remember.
And there's also the invisible boy, but he doesn't actually go invisible. Yeah. He just thinks that he's invisible in his mind, that nobody can see him. And then there's the woman with the massive bowling ball that that's all she does is throw bowling balls. And it's Paul Rubens' character. He's the funniest. They call him the spleen, but and his superpower is just that he's got no spleen.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid and funny. But yeah, I just absolutely love it. Have you seen that, Sam?
Mystery Men? No, I haven't, mate. But it's been that's kind of been on my radar for a little while. That film now.
Oh, it is just so funny. It's just I think it's just because it is so stupid as well, but I just
Yeah.
absolutely love it. Basically, it's about this ragtag group of superheroes that bunch together when the big superhero, I think he's called like Captain Fantastic, played by
Okay.
Greg Kinnear, he gets kidnapped by this supervillain who's played by Jeffrey Rush. And then you've got Eddie Izzard pops up, and he's like part of like this they like do jazz basically, and they'll just walk into the room and start just jazz dancing before they start fighting.
Yeah.
It's just so weird, but it's so funny. So yeah, that's definitely one of mine. The next one, which is actually DC, but nobody ever talks about it, but it's V for Vendetta. I
I
really like
love
V for
that film,
Vendetta.
Yeah,
Ollie.
good. Yeah, with Natalie Portman in it.
Yeah, and Hugo Weaving is yeah, just so good.
Yeah, it's
Um,
brilliant. Love
'Cause
that
it's quite
film.
dark as well, and it's not your typical like when you say comic book film, you don't think of it as like a comic book film. It's not the typical type of comic book film. It's like very different, and I just really like the style and just the way the film looks as well. And the ending when like Big Ben blows up, that's just in Parliament. I just think it's a really good film.
Yeah.
And then the other one, I don't know. I can't think of a third like really deep cut comic book thing, so I'm just going to go with Endgame because that was just a big crowd pleaser and just a lot of fun. So yeah, those would probably be my three. Sam and Tim, do you have any to
Um,
think of?
did you want to go first, Tim?
Yeah, I got mine ready, so it won't take long. But yeah, Batman Returns, agree with Ash.
Yeah,
Not just a great
absolutely.
comic book film, but a great Christmas film, in my opinion.
Oh, yes,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
think I did talk about that in a video. And my favorite, the ranking thing Roy started of genres, and I think I had that as favorite. But yeah, I watched it on Christmas Eve when I was like 10 or so, and kind of appreciated that it's just a lot darker than most comic book films. So the bit when Penguin like bites a guy's nose, just wasn't expecting that in like a comic book film. And then the Winter Soldier,
Oh yeah,
kind of,
That's great, mate.
more
Yeah,
of
I
like
love
a world.
that.
It's like a World War II spy drama, I'd say, rather than a comic book film, isn't it? Like the
Yeah, I
tone of
agree with that.
But yeah, easily my favorite, Captain America. And then I've only got this on DVD. You need to upgrade it. But Blade with Wesley Snipes. I think it is actually a Marvel property, in it originally based from a comic, but a lot darker and really good role by Chris Christopherson as well as Whistler, is he called in it? I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say that's probably my. Obviously, The Dark Knight, amazing film. Dark Knight Rises, I'm not as big a fan of the original Batman, but the ones that have just got a bit of nostalgia and stuff for me, yeah, I'd go with those three personally.
nice. Another topic, again, one that might think this will be good for Sam, especially because he's on a bit of a kick of them at the moment. But I want to know like some of your personal favorite comedy films that nobody else seems to like, but you absolutely love. Just like maybe personal reasons, or you just absolutely find it hilarious, and other people generally don't.
Did Sam pick his superhero ones?
Oh yeah, I don't think Sam did his superhero.
Sam, did you do your superhero
I can
ones?
already guess
I
what
didn't,
two of them
mate.
are.
I won't take too long on this one, though, Ollie. So, yeah, pretty much. Well, I could easily go for 3 Batman movies because they're like 3 of my favorite films of all time, but I will just go 3 of my favorites. So, kind of just, I'll probably go for. I probably would go with The Dark Knight because it is my favorite Batman movie, my favorite superhero movie. In my top 5 films of all time, that opening sequence is just cinematic gold as the rest of the film is. It's just perfection. And a couple of the other Batman films I would have gone for would have obviously been 89, the Batman 2022, Batman Forever, which is a guilty pleasure of mine. I love that film. But yeah, I would go The Dark Knight. I probably would go Spider-Man 2. That's hands down my favourite of the 2000s Marvel films we've had, I would say. And if I was to go for a comedy, like superhero comedy, I'll go with Kick-Ass 2 as well, to throw in like a superhero comedy there.
Nice,
Yeah, that'll be
nice.
3 of my favourites there, definitely.
Yeah, nice pick of films there.
Cheers,
Yeah.
buddy.
for comedies, for me, I got one that comes to mind straight away, and it's Downsizing.
I
remember,
like that, Ollie. That's
I
good.
remember seeing it at the cinema, and because obviously Alexander Payne's done some cracking films. I remember when I came out, there was a lot of people saying that they just didn't like it and they didn't find it funny and thought it was like one of his worst films. But I don't know what it was about it. It just really worked for me. I just thought the concept was really different, and it was quite funny in places as well. And I just love like the whole atmosphere and just the film. It still felt like an Alexander Payne film, which I think is why I really liked it.
Yeah.
You like that one then, Sam, as well?
Oh, Downsizing, yeah, that's good, mate. I saw it at the cinema. I haven't seen it since, but I did really like it, and I'm overdue a rewatch of that one. The other one from Alexander Payne I want to watch is what do you call it, Sideways, which I think that
Yeah, I've
Blu-ray
not
is meant
seen
to
that
be
yet.
really rare, that Blu-ray now, so I might have to settle for the DVD for that one. But Downsizing, sorry, mate, yeah, that's pretty good. Thinking of, did you want me to go, Ollie, by the way, with
If you've got
comedies?
one, yeah, if you've got one, go for it.
Yeah, comedies that wasn't all that well received. That the ones I kind of like. I guess. It's a good question. Well, recently that one I watched with the same actress from Knots Up, that film called One for the Money, which it's a pants movie, mate, but you know what? It's quite a funny, well, not quite funny, but quite a fun film, I would say. Youth in Revolt, I don't think got all that well received, and I quite liked that one. That was not too bad, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Have
For
you seen
me,
that one, Ollie?
I've not. It's one I've wanted to watch for a while, but I've not actually seen it yet. But another
Yeah.
one that comes to mind for me, which I remember a lot of people crapped on when it came out, but I think it's just one of those. It's just so funny, stupid funny. Dinner for Schmucks. I
I
just think
quite like that one. There
it's
we
so
go,
funny.
Ollie. Yep,
It's
that's the
just
one I'd pick.
his character, Steve Carell's character, is just like when he's in this flat and he calls his stalker, and she comes over and he's like, is this your girlfriend? And he's like, oh, and she like licks him. And he's like, "Ooh, oh, it's just so funny." It's just because it's just so stupid, but it's just because it's stupid, it's so funny. And his nemesis, Zach Galifianakis' character, who stole his wife, and he goes to his account, and he's like supposed to be like this mind reader, and he's better than everybody else. Oh, it's just so funny. Have you guys seen that one?
No.
Oh, Dinner for Schmucks. I went to the cinema to see it, Ollie, when it came out. I really liked it. Obviously, you know, when he's trying to save, obviously, well, the mouse that's on the road, and then Paul Rudd comes out the car, and then
Yeah,
he says he's gonna make this mouse is like Jesus or something, or John Lennon. Did he say like in like that scene? Ollie, was it?
yeah, yeah. That was funny.
Yeah, it's pretty bizarre, that film, but I do quite like it as well. And then just thinking, what others? I don't think this class as a full-on comedy, Ollie, but I guess still with Steve Carell, the film, I think it classes more as a drama than a comedy. But Welcome to Marwen, I've got a big soft spot for that film. I really like that one.
I'd 100%. I'd definitely say it's a drama, but I
Yeah,
100% agree with you on that one. As you know, I'm a big Robert Zemeckis fan, so I
yeah.
went into that and I knew that just from the trailers, I knew that whatever I was gonna like it on some level. I thought it really, because it's very different again, and I just thought it really worked for me. And like you say, it mainly just got really negative reviews, but yeah, I thought that was a really good film, Sam, as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one, mate. And I'm not a big fan of Leslie Mann. I most definitely prefer her to Melissa McCarthy, who I'm really not a fan at all. I think she's been in a couple of good films, but I think I would say Leslie Mann I would prefer to Melissa McCarthy. But her character was, she was not too bad in that. She was quite decent, and I liked her sort of friendship with Steve Carell, with what he's like, his character's been through in that. And yeah, I thought that was a pretty sweet film, mate. I'd watch that one again.
Yeah, definitely. I need to get that one in the collection actually, because I've still not got that. I've not seen it since the cinema actually. So I think I've got the DVD still, but
I've got
I've
that
seen
on
it.
Blu-ray for about £3 or something, mate. Yeah, it's quite good, that
Yeah,
one. Have you
I've got
seen that one, Ash?
Don't think I have. No, I can't remember it.
That's one I definitely recommend, mate. Yeah, that's pretty good.
You have to check it out.
Yeah. Ash or Tim, have you got any ones you want to talk about?
Yeah,
do
I
you want to
think
go
I've got
out?
mine.
You got any?
Yeah,
go
I
on.
can go, mate, yeah. So it's actually one that Tim. I was just looking through my letterbox to try and remind myself because my memory's terrible. But one that Tim sent across to me, which was "Sweetie, You Won't Believe It," that like Kazakhstan comedy horror. Yeah, that really surprised me. That was hilariously funny. I thought. I think it was meant to be, but sometimes you can't tell. They just had this like gangster guy who was like massive, and he just kept passing out every time there was like a gunshot went off or someone got like a little bit of blood on him. He just like literally just fall sideways across the screen. Just made me laugh out loud. So there's that one. There was, I think, like the movie Severance with Danny Dyer. That always
I want to
makes me
check
laugh
that one
so
out.
much.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why no one else or so many people don't love that movie. Like I can quote him all day long in that film. Danny Dyer is so funny. Like he takes these magic. Have you seen it, Ollie?
No, I've not. No.
It's definitely it's so funny. I just think it's hilarious. He takes these magic mushrooms on the bus. It's all about these guys going on like a work trip, basically. And they're on this big bus and coach, and then they get stuck in this woods where there's a tree down across the road, so they can't go any further, and they have to get off the bus and try and like walk it basically to where they're going to stay. And yeah, it's so funny. Like Danny Dyer's tripping out on magic mushrooms, and he just like asking the guys like if he like he's like saying he feels really damp and stuff. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
It's like his other colleagues are like looking at him to say what's going on, and he's tripping out while all these other things are going on in the background. Like it's kind of a horror, but so
I have to
funny.
look out for that one.
Yeah, it's really good. Again, another one that I don't think has got a UK Blu-ray. I think it's only on DVD. I had to import the Blu-ray for that. And then one I watched ages ago called Soul Men with
I knew that one.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that one before, and I watched that. And Bernie Mac, that was the other guy who's in that. There's so many hilarious moments in that, I thought, but I'd never heard of that before watching it. But yeah, that'd be my three.
Nice. Tim?
So obviously other than the obvious ones like Step Brothers, Home Alone, Uncle Buck, I've gone for a few. I don't know if they're like underrated. I think one of them is, but quite unknown. I think Nikki showed this recently. Drop Dead Fred with Rick Mel.
Oh, I love that film.
Ever seen that? Yeah, it's basically this girl's got like an imaginary friend when she's a child, and then when she's an adult, he kind of comes back. But yeah, the bit when he basically don't like her mum, so he gets like dog shit all over his shoes, and then he's trampling it all over the sofa and singing like the dog shit song. This is very surreal, kind of weird comedy. But yeah, if you like Rick Mel in like Bottom and the Young Ones, and this is just kind of a really immature, but in a good way, kind of role by him. I think Nikki had imported it Region 1 or something. I think he had the Blu-ray showed on one of his videos. But yeah, I've only got the DVD of it. I think this one kind of flopped when it came out, but it's got Meryl Streep, Goldie Hawn, and Bruce Willis. So it's a good cast, but death becomes her. Yeah. Practical effects in this still stand up when obviously her neck gets twisted and her arms are broken and it kind of looks quite graphic. Surprised it's only a PG. But yeah, we went and seen this one at the cinema. And I kind of seen the funny side of it, but my sister was probably only like 6 at the time and she was terrified of it. And then my last pick, kind of a comedy horror, but I don't think enough people know about it. It's such a clever film. Is Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh, yeah. I want to see that one.
But yeah, it's just so cleverly done where basically these like, I guess they're college kind of students are in the woods, and then Tucker and Dale are kind of like what you call like backwoods kind of locals, hillbilly kind of guys, and then it sort of happens through circumstance where they think Tucker and Dale are after them to kill them, but they're not, and then they'll be running through the forest and one of them will run into like a wood chipper and get cut up, and then they're like, oh, Tucker and Dale are after. But yeah, so cleverly done in the kind of circumstantial comedy where everything that happens, the kids are more and more convinced that these like two guys are chasing them, and they're not. They're trying to run after them to be like, sorry, we're your friend, we're not killers, and then they'll accidentally run into like a tree and get like impaled on a branch or something. But yeah, I'd say even if you're not into sort of horror, it's quite a light kind of comedy horror. It's a bit like Evil Dead 2, but yeah, I think it's a really underrated, really clever sort of film.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that one. Yeah, I watched that for the first time, I think, last year. Yeah, really like it. I got the German release, I think. It's, really funny.
Yeah, I don't think it's had a Blu-ray on UK. I've just got the DVD still, but
I think there is, but it's really out of print now. The Blu-ray release over here. So yeah, I got the German release.
Goodbye.
Have you
see it was directed by Eli Craig. Can't say I've heard of anything else by him.
No.
Have you seen Freddy Got Fingered?
Years ago when I was a kid, I remember it being funny and quite controversial. Tom Green in it.
Tom Green, yeah, that's got some like.
I think I've seen it around the same time as Road Trip. Has that also got Tom Green in?
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I remember enjoying it, but I can't remember much about it. It's been about 25 years, but I remember it was quite risque. Comedy.
So funny. Like there's certain, you like you say, like never get made today kind of films. Definitely, they pushed the boundaries in that film. And
yeah, I do have to get that again. I think that one's quite out of print in it, Ash. I never come across it in CEX or anywhere. Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah, I remember being the ideal age for it when that came out in the early 2000s. Like as a teenager, all the stuff that they were doing in there just made me laugh hysterically. But like you talk about it to anyone now, they either haven't seen it or if they did, they hate it. They just really can't stand it. But,
I remember liking it, but yeah, it's probably been 25 years. So I wouldn't mind watching it again, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, it's really funny stuff in it, I think, anyway. But no one else seems to think it's funny. So
no, I do remember finding it funny. Yeah.
Do you know what, Ollie?
Has it got my favourite actress in?
Sorry?
It's got my favourite actress in, hasn't it?
Kirsten Dunst?
Yeah, I think that's maybe where they met.
They were in a relationship, weren't they, for a while?
I think that might have been because of that film, possibly. Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So. Yeah.
Well, I was going to flip this question on the head, and films that everybody likes, that you just like, comedy films that you just don't get, you just don't find funny. And my answer would be most of the things that Drew Barrymore's in. That's just a nice group. I don't have to like go any further because it's harder when you haven't got them to look at it. Because I wouldn't, obviously, if I don't like them, they're not going to be in my collection. So I just thought quite easy to just say Drew Barrymore because most of the films that she's been in comedy wise I don't like. So
I didn't realize they were comedies.
Yes, so some of them are all right. Like I like 50 First Dates, but I'd say that's more of an Adam Sandler film, and she's like the co-lead. And like I like Never Been Kissed. That's okay. I don't mind that one. But yeah, some like she did one that's not comedy. I think I've mentioned it before. Big Miracle, which is based on a true story about a group of whales that get caught in like the ice. And she's so fucking annoying in it. Like, literally, I just wanted to punch her in the face. She's just, like, so moany and like, oh, save the world, save the dreams. I'm like, shut up.
There's a new film coming out, Ollie, with the lead role is her and Timothy Chalamet. You might like that.
No. No, because I just see clips pop up on YouTube of her on her chat show. And she just seems too much. Like she'll sit with no shoes on, with her feet up on the sofa, and she gets right in her like guest personal space, and like she'll touch them and stuff. And I'd be like, "Can you like give me some space?" She just seems like just I'm just not a big fan of her. So any comedy, like, although saying that, well then again, because I probably haven't watched them. Any comedy where she's like the lead, other than the ones I've mentioned, best film.
I don't think I've seen many films with her other than E.T. and Scream. I
was going to say that's the best film with her. Scream was the best film she was in because she got killed in the first like 10 minutes. So quite like that.
Did you like The Wedding Singer, Ollie?
Yeah, I'd say the one she did with Adam Sandler, I didn't mind. The weakest was Blended. I didn't think that was quite as good as 50 First Dates or The Wedding Singer, but I still didn't mind that. But Yeah, she's just, I don't know. She's just like,
I'm not a big fan either, though, Ollie, to be fair. I don't mind her, but I'm not a big fan either.
yeah, she did that one music and lyrics with Hugh Grant. And I think I said, all she fucking does in the film is like bloody water plants.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just so, like, she goes into his house and she just stood there watering plants, telling him how to write songs. And she's never written a song in her life before. And I'm just like, what? Yeah, no, yeah.
I did watch that, because again, the Blu-ray is super rare of this one now, Ollie, so I just settled for the DVD for about 20 pence, I think it was. The film, I think it was called Our House with Drew Barrymore and Ben Stiller.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
I thought it was all right, mate. I didn't mind that one.
I had
thought it was
it.
okay.
I had it on Blu-ray. I'm pretty sure I picked it up for like £2 years ago. I watched it, and then it was one of the ones I decided to get rid of. I sold
Okay,
it. For,
that's
I
fair.
sold it. I sold it for £50.
Oh, they are.
Wow.
Yeah. Someone
Wow,
wanted
fair
it.
play.
Yeah. I thought nobody's even gonna want like a film like this for £50, no matter what it is. And I put it up for £50 and it sold straight away. I was
Wow,
like,
fair
geez.
play, man.
Yeah. Because I think Danny DeVito directed that one.
He did.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's just some people that I just don't like. Just don't get them. But yeah. Have any of you guys got any ones there?
I'm just looking through my letterbox to try and remember, but nothing that comes to my mind straight away.
What was the question again? Sorry, Ollie.
Films that generally, like comedy films specifically, but if there's any not comedy that you can think of that people generally really liked that you just didn't get on with at all.
Okay, right. I've got one, Ollie. Straight away, Grown Ups.
Oh,
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't for me. Even up, but to be fair, mate, it was 15 years ago when I last watched it, so who knows? I could change my opinion on that one now, but yeah, it wasn't for me, man. And what was? Oh God, what? What was the other one? It was well. Actually, Ollie, I can't remember. Was this quite well liked or wasn't? Was it at that Mall Cop?
The first one was.
Paul Blart.
Yeah.
The first one was, but the second one was because I grew up with the first one. It's one
Yeah.
of my favorite like comedy films from that time.
Oh,
I
that's
just watched
fair.
it. I watched it on repeat when I was younger because I think I had the DVD. I got the Blu-ray now. But then when they did the second one in like 2015, it was so bad. It is so
it's
bad.
junk, mate. Absolutely trash wanted that sequel.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else got any?
Trying to think anything else.
I've got like a blanket, bit like you. I've got like a blanket kind of answer, I suppose. So
Yeah.
I get in general, like with one exception, like Will Ferrell.
Okay.
Like with Step Brothers, I find hilarious. Like I can quote that all day long. But any other Will Ferrell movie, pretty much, I find everyone else seems to find it a lot funnier than I do.
Yeah.
I mean, even Old Boy, like not Old Boy, Old School.
Old School. Yeah.
Like that one, I think I watched it and I thought it was okay. And it's only from rewatching it with like friends and stuff, like over the years, I've gradually liked it a bit more each time.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I don't generally find him that funny. Even in Elf, I was quite late to the party with Elf and enjoying that. Another one I had to watch multiple times to get like more and more enjoyment out of.
Yeah.
You've seen Talladega Nights, Ash? You like that?
Again, I have like way back because my mates were like laughing their heads off at it, and I watched it with them, and I'm just sitting there thinking, I don't really get it. I don't find it.
I thought
that funny.
Sacha Baron Cohen's character was funnier than Will Ferrell's, to be fair.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I quite like Sacha Baron. Yeah, but yeah, that's my answer.
I will say.
Sam.
Oh, sorry, Ollie.
Yes,
I'll just quickly say I did watch, and I think this was quite a popular film that came out. I watched the first 10 minutes of Bruno and I switched it off. It just wasn't for me.
I've never bothered with that one.
Oh,
That's
God, mate.
one of his films that have just never looked appealing to me. It just looks irritating.
I hated it, Ollie, when I watched it. I watched 10 minutes of it and I thought, fuck that. The disc is making its way out of the player. I didn't get it, mate. Fair play to the people that loved it, but it just wasn't for me, unfortunately. But then again, Ollie, it was 10 years since I attempted to watch it, so maybe my opinion might change on that one. I did like Borat, the first film, but nowhere on the level of other comedies, I will say. But I didn't mind it, but didn't love Borat, I will say that as well.
Yeah. Fair enough. Tim?
Struggling to think of many because I don't really usually buy films. Yeah, I'm not saying I always know I'm going to like it, but certain films I'll see like the advert to, but I just don't look for me like, yeah, some ones with Melissa McCarthy or what's that other woman, Rebel Wilson, and some of those kind of
it's
comedies.
awful.
Yeah, they just don't look my thing, so I don't buy them. But a lot of my mates were like, oh, it's obviously meant to be bad. They found it funny. I just didn't find it funny. It wasn't even silly in a good way. It's Sharknado. I mean, I've seen a lot of like B movies that are meant to be bad and are funny or unintentionally bad. But yeah, with Sharknado, I just didn't really get. My mates are like, oh, when it's flying past the aeroplane, it's so funny or it's so like original. But yeah, I just say I've seen a lot better B movies that some of them aren't meant to be funny, which kind of makes them more hilarious. Whereas, yeah, with Sharknado, I just found it a bit disappointing. I just thought, yeah, I've seen so many better sort of meant to be bad movies that are actually funny. Whereas I've only watched it once about 12 years ago, so maybe I'll have to watch it again. But yeah, I found it a bit disappointing when everyone's raving. Maybe to a lot of casual cinema goers, it's probably the first sort of silly B movie they've seen. Whereas obviously I grew up watching like bad sort of B movies and shark films and stuff. Probably hadn't seen as many as Marcus with his shitty shark films, but yeah, I just found I didn't really get what the hype was with Sharknado. I thought it was just shit in a bad way, not shit in a funny way.
Yeah, never seen those films. I don't think those types of films appeal to me. They look like bad films. Those sorts of things. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really think of too many others off the top of my head. I mean, I wouldn't say I dislike it, but I was a bit disappointed with World's End, you know, the third from the Cornetto trilogy. Yeah, I didn't find it that funny. Paddy Considine's good in it, and Martin Freeman. But yeah, the bit without spoiling it, when there's a kind of reveal when they're fighting in the toilet, it just didn't really land for me. I'd still like it. Still give it like 7 or 8 out of 10, but compared to Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, I think it's just nowhere near on the level of those two films.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I think it is the weakest of the three films.
Yeah, same, Ollie.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I think we'll call it a night there as we've got through the comments, and I think I probably should have another early night tonight because I'm going to get up really early for work tomorrow. It's still struggling to get into this routine, but hopefully it'll all be sorted soon enough. But yeah, thanks for everyone for joining, stopping by, Tim, Sam, and Ash. It was nice to talk to you for the first time, Ash, as well.
And then nice to see you on a stream, Ash.
Yes,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and yeah, you'll have to come on again when you're free because yeah, it's nice talking to you, and it's nice to see different guests interacting with other people that they've not spoken to before. I think that's quite nice, especially because we all watch each other's videos, and it's nice to like just have proper conversations with each other, I think.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we'll end it there. Thanks everyone that's still watching and putting your comments. Been a really great stream. Been a really great day actually. So topped it all off very nicely. Ended it quite nicely. So yeah, we'll end it there. Again, stream should be back to normal next week at 7:30 on Monday. But we've not got guests fully lined up yet. Other than obviously Sam should be there, shouldn't you, Sam?
Yeah, I'll be joining Monday, Ollie. I'm waiting to hear back from a couple of people if they can join or if they're maybe busy. But yeah, I'll be joining. I'm going to see Wes Anderson's new film on Monday, but I think the screening's about 1:30. So yeah, I'll have bags of time getting back here and stuff. Definitely, yeah. I'll look forward to it. Yeah, cool. And another bank holiday Monday that's come by so quickly as well, hasn't it, Ollie?
Yeah, it's nice, especially now that I'm back to work. I just love them even more because it's just an extra day in bed to me, like an extra lion.
Guess Ash is like me, where you probably have to work most of them. Although
Yeah,
you do
just
get
another
extra
day,
pay,
mate,
so
yeah.
it's not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, we'll end it there. We'll go into the lobby quickly once this has ended and say goodbye properly. But thanks everyone that's commented, and
Bye
yeah,
to the
we'll
guests.
see you again on Monday.
Bye, guys.
everyone.
See ya.
Take care.